Hello. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to Doskvol. Welcome to the dusk. Oh, friends. Friends. It's all coming to a head tonight. How is everyone? Jesse, how are you tonight? Yes, you're good. Are you? All right. Is Eyes all prepped for tonight? No, she's not. You know, we'll see. I think there's also still a lot of long-term things in play, so this is just to set the scene for everybody. The end of a season, but not the end of the campaign by far. So there are things that will still be bubbling to the surface in the next several sessions. Just, yeah. Can't hear Jesse, they say. I could... Oh. I know the problem. There's a problem on my end. Let me see what's going on. Aha. No, it's on me. Say something again, there, Jesse.
Say something again there, Jesse.
Okay, yeah. So, Jesse, how are you this evening?
I'm good. I'm great.
Oh, you remember how, Nat, I was saying before the session that audio is still the hardest thing? Lighting may suck,
Always.
but audio is worse? Yes.
Big Tuesday energy.
No, it's because I'm using different headphones, and I didn't tell OBS that it needed to use the output to these headphones, and apparently it wasn't using the system default, which is... Fuck you, OBS. Oh, I guess I didn't. No, that's on me. All right, nope, fuck Kyle. All right, so Eyes is prepared.
Eyes is prepared. She's prepared for something. Something's not prepared for her. Wow, a weird sense of deja vu there.
Is that... The question is that true?
Is that true?
Is Eyes prepared for something and something's not prepared for her? Is that a true statement?
I mean, Eyes is prepared for something. I don't know if she's prepared to be prepared for that something.
I know she's prepared for the right thing, but we'll see.
Words mean things.
My brain now hurts.
Since 2016, words do not mean things. Actually, Chase, you missed that memo.
Oh, fair
Oh,
enough.
that's true. These are alternative words?
As
Right.
a descriptive as I
yep.
tend to get taken out of those group chats.
So, Ran, welcome this evening. You are looking dapper, my friend.
I mean, look, to be honest with you, everybody who's listening and watching, Nat was like, check out these really attractive selfies I took of myself. And I panicked and was like, oh, God, I have to at least pretend to match Nat's ingenuity at dressing up for the occasion and not the stylish and amazing attractive level. And so I had to slap on some makeup and put on a bow tie.
But you did a great job. And then when I saw both of you, I was like, okay, at least I'm going to change out of a t-shirt and put on my fancy tri-corner hat. Because you two look so great, you were putting me to shame.
I mean, no
Little
shame
tricorn.
intended.
Speaking of which, Nat,
Hello.
how is Avmalia this evening?
Malia has been pensive and introspective, and is looking forward to learning new things today.
Wow, that was a half bullshit answer.
That was entirely accurate.
Okay, all right.
That doesn't mean it wasn't half bullshit, though.
Okay. I mean, wife has been employing his considerable talents against her, so...
Yeah, I mean, well, when you're an abomination of a soul bound to a piece of void evil water, like, people want to hate you sometimes. It's natural.
And some people, inexplicably, like most of the people in this group, want to like you and be your best friend? Weirdos!
I think that's just my sparkling
Sorry.
personality, personally.
That was just.
I think it may be a little bit of
channeled
bleed.
wife a little bit. Sorry. I apologize.
Everybody loves Nat, and so we want to love their character too. Maybe that's
I
what's
mean,
going on.
I love Nat but I'll stab a Molly in the face with any tool of the angels that will drive them away.
And
be aggressive. Be aggressive.
Hello, that's me.
And Chase.
Yes, hello.
Last but not least.
Everyone else was dressed up really nicely. Also, I want to let everyone watching this know those selfies were fire. So
not joking.
No.
Like they were like model headshots.
True facts. True facts.
Yeah,
subscribe to our Patreon for the behind the scenes. Oh, what? Oh, sorry. Whoops.
Ooh, we got tiers now. Just a tier to get into the selfie group
chat.
Chat.
I mean, to be honest with you, if the selfie game is as on point as it was with those, you should pay us $5 to see them. That's all I'm going to say.
Listen, what I can say is that both Nat and Jesse take excellent selfies. I never see selfies from the other two, and mine are, I'm told by my daughter that I take terrible selfies. So, I'm not saying that, to be clear.
Chase also takes good selfies.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Chase and Rand don't. I'm just saying I never see them.
The trick is using the front-facing camera.
I mean,
learn how to do
Jesse. Jesse doesn't just take good selfies. Jesse crafts selfies. Have you seen some of that art?
Yes.
Jesse's are on another level. The rest of us are competing for second.
I mean, I've seen a few of Chase's selfies, not as many as other people. I'm not jealous. I am jealous. But yes, they are good. I just have so much self-loathing. I don't like taking pictures of myself, and I don't like other people having to be like exposed to this. I feel bad for anybody who's watching right now.
No.
So yeah,
I would say don't feel like that. I would say don't feel like that, but that's exactly how I feel most of the time. So
I'm just trying to be more honest. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that, and I understand that. Just think, like, if nothing else, you have a kick-ass beard, and you should at least be proud of the beard.
It is. Other than my eyeballs, the one feature that people always compliment me on.
That's how. Same, my friend. Same. And so I just roll with that. And I don't. Yeah. I mean, we can't all be like, Chase. Great hair and a great beard and big muscles. Well,
I mean, I'm working on a long-term project for a wife that is become Chase, and I mean that literally, as in possess the body and become them. But anyway,
I'm not sure that Wythe would fit in my skin if he were to take it, but like,
if any horror movie or Men in Black 1 has taught me anything, it is that very large things can indeed fit in the skin suit of humans, just uncomfortably.
Are you saying Men in Black 1 wasn't a horror movie?
You know what parts of it were?
Not really. It was too much of a comedy to be a horror.
Egger.
Yeah.
So,
Sugar.
Chase.
Some of the funniest movies I've seen are horror films. Anyway.
Sometimes
what about Ghostbusters, the remake of Ghostbusters?
So, Chase.
Yes.
Let's talk about Beryl a little bit, about Bart.
So,
Bart has had a lot going on in his life lately, right? He made a deal with a demon.
Yep.
That resulted in him having large stone-like hands, and it's clobbering time, and giving into the rage a little bit more than he usually tries to. And he's already a big, beefy guy, so like, just the rage by itself can hurt. It's already clobbering time before we get into massive fists of stone. And remind me, because this, honestly, I remember that we had a clock on Beryl's going to have to throw down. Beryl's going to have to go do some boxing for a friend. You reminded me this afternoon that this was also connected to one of his friends, Marlene, right? Or Marlene.
Yes.
So what was up with that?
So she was the one that was running the specific underground skeevy boxing ring that we went to when we got Gondoliers the first time. And an attempt at garnering information, I traded an agreement to fight in the ring for said information. Since then, we have had entanglements, and Marlene has been beaten up by cops. So, ideally, our relationship isn't super strained, what with me cashing in that favor now, but...
So, I think, here's how we're going to frame this. So, for setting the scene, the background is, of course, what we just said, that Beryl has been semi-drafted, semi-voluntold into, I think, voluntold, I think is the right. Beryl's been voluntold to go participate in some boxing, and so the scene as it opens, we are in the docks in that district, but where we find ourselves is not actually on the docks themselves. We find ourselves in an underground boxing ring with a chalk circle drawn on the floor for the ring. There are urchin pickpockets running around, folks exchanging bets. There are all sorts of unsavory types and sailors, whatever vice you can imagine. Somebody's dealing it here in some way or another. This is highly whatever semblance of sport regulation happens in Doskvol, which isn't a lot in the first place. This is even beneath that.
So there's no concussion protocol is what I'm...
Concussion protocol. Listen, there is a physiker kind of standing nearby, but she looks haggard and kind of shaky, and it keeps holding this vial and looking at it like she really just wants to, like it's been too long and she's kind of jonesing. So, not top tier medical attention if something goes wrong. But I think as we open, we see Beryl kind of getting ready to get into the ring. Again, the ring is, if you ever saw the movie Far and Away, when Tom Cruise has to go boxing, this is basically that, only skeevier.
Mm-hmm. See, you say Far and Away, and I just imagine Hot Shots, where they dip gummy bears into syrup, and that's how they... Anyway, it's a riff off of Rambo if nobody's ever seen it.
Or if you saw Detective Pokemon, or Detective Pikachu, the underground cage fighting of the Pokemon.
Yes.
Jesse. By the way, literally, that movie is literally all I know about Pokemon. I've never done anything. So
I could tell by the way you said Detective Pokemon.
We should definitely have a stream of Jesse teaches Kyle Pokemon.
I mean, I'm there 100%. If we're gonna do that,
I'm not the person to teach anyone Pokemon.
But see, that's the great part, right? We all three of us should teach, or all four of us should teach Kyle Pokemon together and be like, see how that goes out.
I think that would be a Pokemon before.
Have I. I have played several Pokemons.
I play a lot of Pokemon.
So there are no actual Pokemons
Chase is the
here.
One.
Beryl is. I just mean it's this underground thing. Beryl, what is Beryl doing to get ready for the fight?
So, Beryl is probably more aware of his body than some of the people here, but not fighter aware. He's not stretching or anything. If anything, he's just sort of kneeling down, rubbing his hands on the dirt, just sort of chalking up. More trying to get into mental headspace.
Which is very good for your body, by the way. Never stretch before you're going to do anything like box. It's not, it's bad for you.
He is probably doing a little bit of a bouncing thing, but more as a anxious thing than a warm up.
Yeah, I can see that. So
one of those things where how smart kids in middle school never had to study, and smart kids in high school never had to study, and then college happened and it was awful.
Yes, I may know a few things about that. I may have
it's
some
kind of like Beryl in regards to kicking people in the face.
I got you. It's a street fight is one thing. Okay, well, let's be clear. These are not like top tier athletes necessarily. These are also people much like him who just like to hit other people, and this way, nobody's really mad about it. So,
how many of them have don't not to be trifled with? Is my question.
How many of them have reflexes?
Right. That's right. You have reflexes too. I forget about that.
Yeah.
Also, depending on how long any of these fights go, I've got Savage, which is kind of interesting. But
you want to scare the shit out of all the other fighters and just like rip somebody's face off.
No, like weird meta.
Brutality.
I get the benefit to commanding someone if they're afraid of me, so I can just jaw jack them the entire fight and make them do the things that I want them to do.
As long as they're afraid of you, though, so you have to actually like make people
once.
afraid. Oh, okay.
So your fight tonight, assuming you just take the one, is this other similarly sized large guy over there, who is got a little bit of a belly, but that's countered by the just massive biceps that he's got. And Marlene comes up to you. Now, Marlene's still got, stitches in her lip. And you can see her nose is pointing a little bit to the right. And she just generally looks a little worse for wear. And she walks up to you and she grins. And when she grins, she's also missing a couple of teeth. And she says, "I'm going to make enough money on you tonight that we're going to be square."
How fast do you want him down? A little bit of an eyebrow.
You just do what don't take him for granted. But, yeah. And after this, if you want to do more fights, they'll let you. Maybe get a little blood in your nose and you kind of want to keep going.
Bart kind of pauses for a second. Because, he's kind of considering an occupational exit strat, but for right now, we'll do this one, see where we're at.
Okay.
I have a question from the betting standpoint.
Yes.
Do I get increased coin if I let my bet ride on one fighter the entire time that they fight?
I kind of want to abstract it, I'm thinking. Because we're not gonna do a skirmish roll for each fight. Right.
Well, I just meant if Beryl decides to continue fighting, if I let my bet ride on him, much like, say, a game of chance where it's not a good idea to generally bet the same thing over and over again because the likelihood of it happening decreases. May not be the best idea to continually bet on the same fighter.
Push your luck stuff.
Yeah.
Also, smart money is very rarely on the gas gap.
Right.
So, the guy on the other side goes by the name Flint. And he's just got, massive face, a jaw that could cut glass, and he looks at you, and he's got kind of a crazy look in his eye. So, referee comes out, gives you the standard spiel. No hitting below the belt. No hitting once they're down. Fists only. And Flint barrel. And, yeah, that's it. Everybody, at this point, everybody, the bets are done. You're back in your corners, and the bell rings. So tell me a little bit about how Beryl approaches a fight. What is he like? Does he just walk up and hit the guy, or is he dancing around? What's it like for him?
So, it's as much as Wythe very rarely knows what he's talking about. He was definitely right. It is different against one opponent than against five. Because you can sort of mind game a group of people. They're never going to run at you one at a time, but there's going to be that weird social, they don't all run at you at once because then they could just trample each other. Whereas with one guy, you can't do that blocking. So he's a little bit more cautious, just sort of like slow circling the opponent. He knows that he's probably faster if it comes to that, but just like arm kind of like reached out, not full fist, kind of ready to catch just in case. Just circling, moving a little bit closer, circling, moving a little bit closer, just boring a hole into this guy's eyes, just full eye contact.
And what does it look like when he finally moves in? Because if he wants it, gets, as we noted, has reflexes. When there's a question about who acts first, the answer is you. But of course, whether or not there is a question is up to you, because you could just be like, "No, I'm going to let him come to me." So how do you give us a little bit of that fiction?
So, the big question here that Beryl is still asking himself as he does this circle is, does he want this to be entertaining? Because on the one hand, betting money is betting money, but if he is considering doing this in the future, like getting booked is the money. So I think that he's actually going to take an opportunity to try and make this a little entertaining. He's going to move a little bit closer, do a little bit of a move forward, just try and egg the guy to swing, at which point the goal is deflect, punch to the stomach, and trip him from behind. Not looking to like knock him out or anything, just put him on his butt, back up, let him stand back up.
Trip him from behind. Dirty fighting.
Well, it's more of like a Russian leg sweep kind of. Yes, 100%.
Sweep the leg. So, I think this.
Oh, sorry.
I think this calls for a roll, don't you?
Oh, I would love to roll.
Am I guessing? This is a skirmish.
This definitely feels like a skirmish.
I guess you. Yeah. Let's just call this risky standard.
Use consort instead, though. That'll be more fun.
I'm gonna wreck it. Yeah, I think risky standard for skirmish is appropriate.
I would be unsurprised if this fight ends with a wreck roll.
That's a 6. You do it. Yeah, no. So tell us about how you win the fight.
Yeah, so dude moves in, swings wide, catch, right foot steps behind his, punch to the stomach, just shove him to the ground, step back, wait for him to get up. He gets up. This repeats like 1 or 2 times until he's like angry. Then an angry fighter's a sloppy fighter. Block, punch, no trip. Just that several times until he's unable to like actually protect himself. Then just like 5 body blows in a row. He might be getting a couple to the back of the head, but just waylaying this dude until he collapses. And so every time he goes down, first time, let him stand up. Second time, just sort of like look around at the crowd. And then like let them egg him on, piss him off so that this goes well.
You're playing a heel. Okay, cool.
Yes.
I was trying to figure out what
Yes.
I was trying to decide what you were gonna do, but heel 100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is very hard to be the hometown hero that everyone gets behind when you're as domineering as this.
So, at the end of it, he gets wheeled off. He's just and I mean literally wheeled off. Like they dump him in a wheelbarrow that has a couple of pillows in it and take him off. And you see the physiker kind of like somebody comes over and has to get her attention. She's like, "What? Oh, I gotta work. Okay," and starts attending to him. Marlene comes up to you grinning broadly. Okay. We're square, but I should tell you, they kind of liked how that went. You could take a couple more if you want.
Considering he's going to kind of like look over to the first of
there's just a
his
line.
3 compatriots that he sees if they're visible. I realize one of them is a Slenderman and the other 2 are small people.
Oh, those okay, yes.
Yes. Specifically trying to like make an eye of like, are we gonna try and make money off of this? Is this what we're doing today?
Maya's gonna take her finger and run it along her chest, roughly where the scar that Beryl inflicted on himself would be.
Which is 100% visible right now, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
work trousers, suspenders, the tunic is folded up in the corner.
Oh, I dig it. I dig the suspenders over the bare chest look. Is perfect.
You know what? Give me another one. Why not?
All right.
Wow,
So,
that's the only one. You don't even look at anybody else. Amalia just does that, and you're like, yeah, let's
There's a
fight more people.
crowd.
Okay.
I would say Eyes is watching probably. She has appeared. Whatever. It's she's watching where the match took place, but you realize she hasn't really watched the match. If you get my drift.
I don't understand.
Suspicious,
Could you explain to me?
Yeah, wait. Can you, in more detail, please?
Nothing.
Actually.
She's
It's because
maybe
she can't
she's
see?
disassociating. No.
Oh.
No, it's because this
Oh,
is
that's-
associating at sports
So,
events. What am I?
is
Yep,
this the first
100%.
time?
That's
this
what
the-
I'm wondering.
Is this the first time that y'all have seen Eyes since since you finished the score and she stayed back to chat with the spirits that were there?
I know Bart has seen her since then.
I mean, I have no idea. That's up to Jesse, because Wythe would immediately try and have had a conversation about that. But if Eyes was like, nope, I'm not talking to you, then
Eyes would have just said, "I got away."
Okay, so
mean,
okay, so this isn't the first time y'all have. This is okay. All I wanted to make sure was this isn't the first time y'all have seen each other
No,
since then.
no,
That's
no.
all. Okay.
I don't think Eyes would have come back from the situation she was left in to then watch Bart in a fight.
Wait, hold on, time out. I would like to make sure that everybody is clear that the language that Jesse used right there is inaccurate to the actual thing. She didn't just get left there, okay? We didn't go, peace out, see you later. She was more like, I'm going to stay here and talk to this thing.
Intentionally while I'm trying to be rescued.
Right. Well, as I'm trying to be rescued, I will slip out of their grip and choose to stay there. I just want to make that abundantly.
Romantic.
There was a personal choice involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to Beryl.
Back to
Here's what I'm thinking about how we should do this, Beryl. Tell me how this works for you, Chase. I want to do just one single skirmish roll. Right? You can choose. We'll roll it as an action roll, but it kind of abstracts out a series of fights, and we'll see, and that will kind of determine at what point he finishes, either because he gets knocked out and because he loses, or because there's some complication, or he just goes until he's like, you know what, I'm done for tonight. I've made what I need to make, and then based on that, we'll do a fortune roll to see how much coin the crew makes out of all of this.
And we had decided that foresight cannot be used outside of scores, right? That was the thing. Because I really wanted to have a boxing training montage with wife trying to train you how to box. But that's fine.
I think that'd be cool. You just then have to expense it for the next score.
Well, I mean, that's what I would imagine in my own head, but it's fine.
What do y'all think? What do y'all think about that?
I like it.
I'm here for it.
Okay, let's do that.
That's only if you want the help. I just am like, it would be funny if you're like, I'm going to fight. And White is like, all right, let me tell you about the academy boxing classes I took when I was at... Yeah.
I need a training montage with and Bart. Please.
Just cutting back and forth between
Right.
dim blue lighting, Bart just going ham on a side of beef, and then him just sitting there listening to Wive, falling asleep. Back to the beef.
I dig it.
Yeah,
So
I am 100% here for that.
okay.
And also the mechanics of
Can the montage end with Bart just clocking Wythe in the chin?
please though.
I mean, if that's what
And then
you
being
wanted,
very
sure.
sorry. And then being very sorry.
I mean, look, I'm all for White getting socked in the mouth, so I'm good with that.
So, Beryl, do you want to push yourself, or would you like a devil's bargain?
I would love pitches for Devil's Bargains here. So
First
much.
of all, I have one, but I want to see what the group here has first.
I mean, okay, so obvious one, that entrancement with the demon thing goes up. That's obvious. Like something appears to you in the middle of one of these fights and is like, yo, you want to win this a little bit easier, or like, have you ever thought about doing this to somebody? And then you get, big old rock blades that shoot out of your elbows, and then you just go ham on them like that. I don't know. Look, whatever. I was just trying not to do like the Wolverine thing where you have claws and then you just punch somebody in the face. Because let me tell you, Wolverine boxing with the anyway.
So
Yeah.
I like the idea of putting some ticks on the barrel is entranced clock. I think it's less you get a special power now, and I think it's more you're just continuing to give in to these base desires that fuel your connection to them. But do Jesse or Nat have any others they want to offer?
Um, what are your points in rec and skirmish?
I have got 3 in skirmish, 2 in rack.
Okay, well, I guess it's along the same lines as Rand's, where the devil's bargain is you get a little too into it.
I was gonna pitch something much more mundane. I was gonna say you get an extra die on your roll, but you have to fight someone from your past you didn't want to see again.
Or I mean, and this is again up to the other players, but like Eyes is disappointed in you.
Yes.
Again, this
Yeah.
is a suggestion. If it's only
Yeah.
okay with the players, I'm not saying, but yeah, like since I don't play Eyes or Bart, but like already sort of like disassociating from like witnessing you this thing that you've always talked about not wanting to do, and then just like coming back to her body right at the moment where like some weird like savage punch and teeth and blood, and then it's just kind of like, oh, that's what
Okay, actually, I love that a lot.
I also
Well, so
love
I
that, and I also want, if Jesse's cool with that, just let that happen. Not even the devil's bargain. Like that is a great way for us to go.
I think that's what I was saying. Like, I don't know that that's the devil's bargain that gets an extra die, but I do love that dynamic between the characters.
But I just want to point out that Blades in the Dark specifically is designed for there to be an advantage for shitty stuff like this to happen. So
Yeah, and I think giving that's. What do you think, Chase? What do you think?
I think that between the ticks for the demons and getting more into it, because one sort of informs the other on that one.
Right. That's
Like,
kind of where I was going with it. Yeah.
Those are both great devil's bargains. I want to explore someone that I know from the past showing up in the ring at some point, but I like the demons more, if only because that would give Eyes phenomenal reason to be disappointed in Bart.
I can't blame you, but I like the demons more as the tagline for my entire character.
Oh my god!
it's true. It's true.
Yep, it's
That's-
true.
That's legit. That is
Shit.
totally legit. Okay. Well, let's do this then. So there's a devil's bargain. There's an assist.
From why?
Anything else that I'm missing here?
I think that's
You know what?
guesses I
So
can have.
yeah. Hang on. Let me think about the position and effect here. I think it's still just risky. And yeah, we're just gonna stay with risky standard. Yeah. Just get that.
This is a dumb call. I'm going to trade position for effect.
I was about to ask.
Oh yeah. So tell me how. Absolutely. First of all. Second of all, tell me how you're doing that.
So, after the first one, like, Beryl has established himself as physically dominant beyond just size. So for the next one to egg the guy on to be like reckless, I'm not putting my hands up. Like just palms open at the sides, waiting for him.
And to be
that's
clear,
just going to be the story for any successive match, just waiting
Right.
for them to come and just being the rock that they crash.
yeah, because this is just we're just modeling. We're going to model the whole sequence on one thing, and that'll just inform the fiction of it rather than this fight and this fight and this fight.
I would, I would like this to be like people getting free punches on you and punching you a bunch in the stomach, and then like Wythe talking about academy boxing is like, okay, you want to stay light on your feet, and you want to make sure that you're not watching their hands because that's a trick. You want to watch their hips and their shoulders, and he's like going through. So there's all these like useful like featherweight boxing tips that Wythe is giving you,
looking for points and
right as these people are just like smashing you in the face, and then you just like brick them.
yeah, basically.
All
like
right,
you're teaching me Floyd Mayweather stuff, and I'm just sitting over here halfway between Mike Tyson and Tyson Fury, just like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's see these. Let's see the skirmish roll. Oh, there's a 6 in there. I was really hoping for a 4 or 5.
I know.
One is all you
come
need.
on. I wanted it to be a crit, to be honest with you. I wanted.
We all did.
Yeah.
That was a lot of dice you rolled there.
Couple. We still don't have mastery.
I know. We still don't have mastery. It's a shame.
So I just imagine this montage with no crowd noise, just one fight after another. They're gonna whack, 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 and just like once he knocks them down, and the next one gets more involved, and the night just wears on.
Yeah.
And he's just taking
every single time, just waiting, punch, 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 couple body blows down, Big guy manages to like actually catch a tooth. All right, sure, that's an actual fight for like 20 seconds, but then we're there.
I think after you've knocked out like 3 people, Ice leaves in disappointment.
The specific moment, if I can zoom in and paint a picture. So it's been mostly body blows because like mass, like his hands were already bigger than people's heads. He doesn't really feel comfortable punching someone in the head. Gets a little too hyped around fight 3 or so. Probably someone who like actually like gets a couple good punches. So he's like ducking, weaving, catches one across the face, just clean on the person's mouth and nose, goes down, blood all over his hand, and he's a performer at this point. Ad-libbing is what he does, and just palm across the face, just wipe it war paint, and then screams for the crowd, and then I...
So yeah, by the time you're done, the crowd hates you and loves you at the same time, right?
Grist, heroes, it's what happened.
So Grist is the proprietor of this. I don't even know what to call it, an establishment, but
it's not very established.
Yeah, he's the event runner, we'll just say, right? He's the this is his deal. He is, in some sense, the vice purveyor here, and hands you. Let's see. I'm gonna do this as if it were ticks on a clock. 2 coin.
Okay.
As winnings and whatnot. So you have cleared that clock, gotten square with Marlene. Before we get back to the lair and all the things there, Is there any not before we get back to the lair, before we get to the main event? Does anybody have any other scenes they wanted to play out or things they needed to get done for their character? Because to be clear, what's going to happen next is your last score ended with an entanglement where the Railjacks won a favor, and that's what how I'm gonna do that. So before we get to that, is there anything other folks wanted to do?
Did anyone want to confront me when I get back?
I
Yeah.
mean, like 100%.
But I want to also talk to Bart. So why don't you talk to Ice?
Yeah, I mean, I will have a scene with everyone all the time forever. So
I feel
I'm
like
good.
also
Always.
like Avmalia at the boxing was like after about 3 rounds, like, so they just do this?
And yeah, and to be clear, like, Wythe has a portable table with like a teapot and like a tea like saucer and cup, and is drinking tea at this thing, watching people
course.
get beat up. Yeah, and is like, yeah, it's fine. And he's
It's
just
an
like,
indelicate game.
yeah, he's like, the rules are not as severe
stop.
here. Yeah. And I mean,
boring.
everybody else is drinking like hard liquor and smoking huge cigars, and he's like sipping tea and being like, Kuwait.
Anyway,
Yeah. So, which scene do we want to have first?
I feel like y'all, because I feel like that was my.
Okay.
Not to be like Nat goes last, but
no, that's fine.
Yeah. So
Talk to me, Ran.
I think, yeah, wife. Is this going to take place after the fight, or do you want it to take place before the fight?
I guess it's up to you.
Okay. I think let's do it after the fight. It'll give you a little bit more emotional gravitas. So Wythe like folds up his table and like it turns into like something that you can carry, and just leaves the teapot on the ground, and he like walks after you, and he catches you. Where would you like to be?
I think I would be. I mean, how far are we from our train yard? Because I like the idea of me just having the door of my personal train car completely wide open, which is very rare.
I mean,
for
because
eyes.
because you left before, presumably before Wythe, because Wythe would have stayed for like the whole thing to collect their winnings, because he put lots of coin on Bart. But evidently not enough. And so yeah, pauses, sets down table, and like knocks on, even though the door's wide open, like knocks on the side.
I look up at Wythe, and I am smoking a joint.
Mm-hmm. And Wythe, may I come in?
I'm not in or out.
And
I'm
he,
like sitting. I'm like sitting on the edge of the train car, like feet dangling outside.
Okay. And so he like cocks his head at you and is like, quite. And so, and like turns around and just like sits with his legs crossed next to you, and has his cane, his like walking stick / sword that he uses on these events, and he's just sort of like moving it back and forth between each hand, like spinning it on the ground. And he's like, well, it's good to see you here.
I would say it's good to be here, but after tonight's events, shenanigans, fun, and there's a definite like level of disgust when she says fun, or like disappointment.
Yeah, and he keeps spinning this thing and is like watching it and not looking at you, and says, Well, I think we both know whose influence we have to thank for Bart's entanglements.
Kyle's eyebrows give me life.
You know, we can all make our own decisions, but sometimes those pushes aren't the things that we need.
Eyes takes a long drag out of her joint, and she also offers it to Wythe.
And Wythe like 100% takes it.
Awesome, great. I love this.
And yeah, Wythe like expertly tokes on the joint and is just like, I just think we need to be careful, and I think you need to be careful, especially with your new relationship. And he like hands the joint back.
Relationship?
Well, I don't know what you want to call it, but you did escape the grasp of your good friend to commune with one of the supposed sane, and he like tastes the word in his mouth, ghosts.
I wanted to make sure the crew was safe.
But surely, that is something for us to decide together, and not a task that you, while completely prepared for the consequences, should take on your own shoulders.
Well, it's all about the decisions we make, isn't it?
It is, but we at Rhodes and Company, if not a family, are a unit that works better together than apart. And look, everybody, I am trying to play Wythe, and you guys are squinting at me. It's really distracting.
Don't look at us. Don't look at us.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Everybody loves the reaction.
I just think it's funny that Wythe of all people is like, we have to stick together. Cut to last week, we've got to get rid of this one member.
I mean,
Yeah,
at this point,
we have to stick together to get rid of the one member.
Right. Wythe at this point does not consider Avmalia a member of Rhodes and Company, to be clear, because their goals are counterintuitive to the group. And so Wythe like stops spinning the stick and like takes the blade out of it, because it's a sword cane, of course, because Wythe is one of those obnoxious people that thinks those are cool. And is like, looks at it and is balancing the blade on his palm and is like, fine crafted weaponry is a must-have if you're going to use it. And Rhodes and Company is a fine crafted weapon, and we must make sure that we maintain the sharpness of the blade. And since he's taken out the blade, his sister does show up, and is just sort of like on the top. So you hear like, because you have ghost vision, or what's it called? Ghost mind or whatever.
I have ghost mind, yeah.
Right. You hear like somebody kicking their legs above you, and you look up, and Wythe's sister is like kicking her legs, much like you are, like off the edge. And Wythe doesn't notice, and he's continuing to talk about equating this weapon that he's holding to like Rhodes and Company.
I'm going to look up at his sister and say to his sister, using ghost voice now. I just can talk to ghosts, y'all. What if the weapon isn't what we're expecting? What do you do then?
And like You hear Wythe continuing to talk. Like if this was a movie, you would hear his voice continuing, but it would sort of blend out. And the ghost, Adriana, jumps off the edge and floats down and lands in front of Eyes and says, well, he would tell you to throw it away because it's not useful anymore. But don't listen to him. He's an idiot. I see that you see me now. How's it going?
Things are getting a little more interesting.
Oh, because I'm here now? I mean, I didn't know how long I could hide myself from you, but you'll have to forgive me. I'm not used to having conversations with anybody other than my brother.
Why are you hiding yourself from your brother?
Am I hiding myself from him, or is he hiding me from himself? That's always the eternal question with crime. So, go ahead.
I think he misses you.
A little too much, I think.
Just a little bit.
He spent too much of his life focused on me. I don't know what to do. To be honest with you, it's refreshing to tell somebody else that knows him that he is quite mad. I mean, but you knew that already.
Mad's a way to put it.
Or just an ass.
I don't think he's an ass anymore.
He carries you to one job and helps you see for 1 minute. And he's not an asshole? But what about all the other times?
All the other times he's helped us in his way. Sure, we know everything we're trying to do, but it doesn't stop him from helping us.
It's true. He's always been good that way. Always trying to help in his own idiotic way. You know, if he only learned manners, if he only ever paid attention to Father's lessons closer. But you wouldn't know anything about kids or about parents, would you?
I wouldn't know anything about fathers.
Oh, it was only the father. My mistake. And so she just like sits next to you in between Wythe and you. And it's like, you know, do you think he'll ever let it go?
Him?
Yeah.
Me.
Do you think he'll ever let it go?
I think if he's always looking for you, he won't.
And then will you ever let it go?
I think there's too much for me to let go now.
Do you think he thinks the same thing? That there's too much?
I don't think so. I think he has a chance.
But you don't. You don't have a chance.
It's not about having a chance. I don't know if I want to take that chance.
But don't you want to be free? Isn't that what everyone locked inside of one of these suits? And she kind of like puts her finger through your arm. Wants?
I think there's more to freedom than meat suits. And this meat suit has done plenty so far. And can do plenty more.
And Wythe has been like talking to you this entire time, and is not paying attention to what you're saying at all, but instead is continuing to like wax poetic about the company being the same as a weapon and being wielded by somebody, blah, blah, blah. And Adriana like turns to you and it's like, I think you have a chance. I really do. Truly, to be free of this, of anything. And it doesn't necessarily mean that your skin needs to be removed, but use your mind and understand.
I'm glad we're finally talking.
Anytime you want to have a conversation, just steal that blade away from him. It's very obnoxious being tied to something. I am bored often.
I think we can remedy that.
Oh, but now that you know about me, just so you know, I will not become your personal ghost, and I will not do any of your chores. I refuse.
I would expect nothing less.
Tell my brother that I love him, and he needs to let me go. And tell him I told you to give you the sword. You don't have to do that now, but you can do it later. I'm just saying, these are my goals, to be free of my obligations.
Well, if one of us can be free between the two of us, I think it should be you.
I think it should be you. Isn't that funny?
Hilarious.
I'm dead. You're still alive. I know that sometimes it seems like you might forget that. But you're still alive. And then the blade like shunts itself back into the cane. And he's like, so you understand what I'm talking about, of course, that your relationship with Bart is imperative to our team. We should have a discussion with him about this influence together.
Like a family.
And I think you say like and White is about to agree with you, and it's like it, and like takes a breath. Yes, like a family. And he gulps, and like his neck is really long, so it's that overwrought like Adam's apple as you see it like jiggle all the way down his throat.
Excellent.
I want that.
So-
I was gonna say, and scene.
And perfect. So, are Wythe or Eyes meeting with Ovmalia or Bart before somebody else shows up? So I say somebody else, I mean 12s. Before shows come by?
Oh god, 12 is showing up. God damn it. Yeah, no, I mean the Avmalia Bart scene I think is next. Yes.
All right.
So is this walk home from the docks?
No, Malia left ahead of time.
Okay.
I think when you come back to your car, though, she's just like in your car.
Fair. Have you been in Bart's car before?
I don't have a visual for it. Why don't you paint me a word picture?
Sure. It's basically barren. Like there is no bed, intentionally so, because he and I have had the conversation, you should put a bed in here just in case you need it. No, if I put a bed in, then I'll be encouraged to sleep here and I need to go home, that sort of stuff. There's a really tattered, heavy bag, like, hanging from the corner. There's some towels, a change of clothes. It's basically a meat locker with maybe a crate to sit on. Those that had been in there previously, if you've been in there previously, there was usually a relatively large metal box in the corner where Bart would like stash his stash. That is no longer there. And note of that, when he comes in, if you're paying attention to this kind of thing, his pockets are not jingling with the massive amount of money he just got.
So she's just sitting on the crate. If you're perceptive, you notice that your towels are a little damp.
They, at least occasionally, are. He's
Yeah.
going to sort of, oh, hey, grab a towel, start like cleaning up a little bit. How's it going?
You don't sleep here, do you?
Try not to. I occasionally take a nap at the couch, but usually I gotta.
It'd be hard to find leavings of yours.
Yeah, that's fair. He's gonna
And
dry off, grab a second shirt.
Okay.
Not being
Sure.
weird about it because like he walked home shirtless, so like
sure. Yeah. And she's gonna take something out of her like jacket pocket, something. Maybe she has a bag. I don't really know. And chucks it to you.
catch it, presuming that it's smaller than my palm.
Yeah, most things are. And it's spherical with a slightly rounded off bottom with a stopper in it, some sort of brackish liquid.
It's just river water.
It's a little more than that.
Could have come to expect that. What should I do?
I would like you to do me a favor.
Okay. He's very suspicious of favors open brackets.
Yeah. I was watching you tonight punch and saw the pain on your face. Saw the thrill.
Mixed emotions. It was a weird night.
That was exactly it. Mixed emotions. So many of them. I'm trying to remember what that feels like.
Getting punched?
Sure. Anything. Really. It's all a little dead now.
At that point, he's gonna, like, finish drying off his hands and just kind of, like, crouch down. Not, like, next to Avi, but, like, near enough.
Sure.
I mean,
I think I missed that. What?
oh. What do you mean?
Well, after I was lost and nothing felt vivid anymore. And I thought it's because I had ceased to care about some of the things that really mattered to me. I thought maybe I just moved beyond all that. Some sort of something higher. That's bullshit. And now I'm
It's all
just trying to
bullshit.
remember what it feels like. So I made that, and she gestures to the bottle in your hand. And then she other hand, she pulls another one out.
So does this... What does this do, per se?
Well, it would let me feel what you feel, and let you feel what I feel. Not forever. Just for a little bit.
Okay. So, do we just drink like a little of it, or wait?
Oh
do
God,
I feel
don't
what?
drink it.
Oh,
It'll
okay.
kill you. No, you. No, you have to You just undo it and you absorb it.
Just took a shower. He's gonna chuckle a little bit at that. But if you're looking at him and he is maintaining a lot more eye contact than he usually does, he doesn't like avoid it because it makes him uncomfortable. He just is a large, scary person and understands that conveys large scariness.
But
like,
Malia just meets your gaze 100%.
But yeah, he looks genuinely concerned. Like one of those things where his body language implies that maybe he would be hugging Malia if this wasn't so weird and ghosty. But
Weird and ghosty.
Yeah, you want to give it a shot? Should we go outside, sit in the common room, or?
Why don't you go out there? I'll just be alone with my feelings.
Okay. Yeah. I think those towels are clean if you need one. Sorry, I don't have a kettle.
I'll be okay.
So yeah, Bart's gonna sort of like unsure and awkwardly like clap her on the shoulder a little bit, stand up.
She ripples a little bit.
He's just kind of gonna slide the door till it's about 6 inches from closed and just sort of be like, if you need anything, I'll be right out here. And he's gonna
Thank you.
close it. Then he's gonna go sit down on the couch, just kind of like look at this thing, sort of turn it over in his hand. He's super suspicious. Like, of Malia is more suspicious than even Wyeth, but like he does care about the emotional well-being of his friends, even the weird ones that might not have his best interests at heart. So yeah, he's gonna give it a shot. Gonna just count.
So not yet. That's actually a ritual. So yeah. I will note, I think it's hilarious that Malia's like, I want to be alone with my feelings. 2 minutes after, I don't know what it's like to have feelings anymore.
Oh, she wants to be alone with the feeling she's going to have.
Bart has
the one she's gonna siphon out of Bart? Yeah, sure. That sounds like
exactly. And
I don't know.
I did take the downtime action to prep this ritual.
Yeah. I'm just suggesting that Bart may not want to like burn that now. That's all.
Oh, I figured we'd do this and then we would conveniently have the narrative move forward.
So
while
I
it was under
think
effect.
this is about the time you hear the familiar knock. Because nobody else comes by your place. Nobody else ever comes by this. Because it's hidden, right?
Yeah.
So, like, if somebody's knocking, it's probably somebody you yourselves invited. Or it's your buddy.
Can't wait until we get those goddamn goats. First person who's gonna get fed to them is this piece of shit.
So yeah, Bart's gonna like walk back to his room, knock on his own room a little bit, open it, rain check. I think 12 is here.
Guys, I know you're here. We gotta talk.
And
why
why?
this look of just as deep annoyance as deep as the ocean? Just
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of annoyance. I feel like you might feel pressure to just dump yourself right now, just with that level of annoyance.
Guys, I can hear you. I know you're there.
let's.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay, so,
open the door.
And
Asmaya's gonna go up to Beryl and be like, someone has to answer it. And also, while she's passing by Beryl, is anyone else that's set for you specifically?
so wife walks past 12s and uses the cane part of his walking stick to slap him in the hand as he's like, guys, let me in. And he goes, and he goes, 12s. Once is sufficient to let us know that you're here.
You weren't answering me, and I'm here on official Real Jack business.
And Wythe punches him in the stomach.
What?
Yeah.
No. It's not good.
What did I tell you? I said once was sufficient. Don't argue with me. This is not where you live.
Wythe, we owe this individual a favor.
We owe the Railjacks a favor.
I just want to point out, you are here at the pleasure of the Railjacks, and that pleasure can be withdrawn. Which brings me to the reason for my visit. Now, I love you guys. You know that. Okay, maybe not Wythe so much right now.
Wythe is gonna shoot this dude in the face in a second. Like this is not like a joke to Wythe. This is not like a haha. Wythe is being. I'm not. This is like you don't come to the hidden base and make loud noises and be rude to us. We're a gang.
Well, I bring to you a request for a favor from our superiors within the Railjacks.
No one in the Railjacks is superior to us. We are a different entity. We may owe them a favor, but do not conflate us owing them a favor to them lording anything over us. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Shut up.
It would be a real shame if something happened to this place. This is a really nice place you got here. It would be a real shame if anything happened to it.
Wow, 12s is like, these are like the worst things that you can say to Wythe. Okay, Wythe, stop stalking.
So, as I was saying, we need a favor, and a favor of the sort that you are uniquely positioned to provide. We have an associate who has some information that they need to bring to us for various reasons, which, I'm just not at liberty to disclose, not even to you guys. We can't meet with them directly ourselves. We need you to meet with them, get their report, take a small delivery to them, and bring it back to us. Should be easy. We just don't want any direct links. This person has come from a long way.
Seems like a real simple favor. Is there a catch?
The catch is that we don't want this ever coming back to us. Nobody, you see what I'm saying? Everybody knows what kind of business you're up to. So if you meet with somebody from out of town in some sort of meeting place, then that's just part of the gig.
Who is this?
So you're going to do it, right?
I didn't say that.
Well, then.
Look, there are people that you could say out of your mouth right now that I would say no to. So you better be.
Yeah, it's highly unlikely you know this person. They recently arrived by rail from elsewhere on the continent, and they bring some information of importance to us about said Janie.
Doesn't sound like your kind of people, Avi.
It's just a regular person. Listen.
Now that I doubt.
Well, relative to you people.
What do you mean, you people?
That's me laughing out of character.
Right.
Demon adjacent and ghost possessed.
I mean,
hey,
some of us are Taikarosi, so that is actually, yeah.
Okay, fair. No, he wasn't exactly looking at Wythe when he said that. He was more looking at Amalia and Eyes, like,
I was going to say, Eyes wasn't there, but Eyes has now appeared in the doorway to say, let's just do it.
Yeah, I mean,
for help, you help them.
All right, listen. So here's the thing. And he wears this tattered old suit that probably at one time with its original owner many years ago was probably fashionable and well cut, and now it's threadbare and worn and doesn't quite fit him because he's kind of short anyway, so nothing quite fits him right. So he takes a little bag. You can hear the jingling. It's definitely coin. These are supplies for this individual.
I like that.
And when you return, we'll have similar supplies for you. You're gonna know them. You know this person. He'll be wearing an orange scarf. I suspect he'll be the only one there, though. There's an old abandoned rail station, kind of in the south end of Coal Ridge towards Gaddock Rail Station, the big, new one that everybody uses. Hasn't been used in many years. There's sort of in the middle of it all, there's sort of the old depot. You can meet them. They'll be waiting in there. But you better hurry. They don't want to be waiting long. It's rude.
And yeah, I mean, yeah. Wythe, turns to the crew and says, well, let's get on with this. And turns to 12 and is like, you should talk to your superior about finding a new representative that will come here and talk to us because I never want to see you again. Do you understand me?
I think my representative and I will certainly have an important chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Wythe, his jaw just sets. And he decides to, keeps walking.
12 is trying to look as tall as he possibly can, which is not really that tall, but he's trying to maintain a little bit of dignity.
Least of all compared to Wythe.
He's what?
Least of all compared to Wythe.
Right. Yeah, no, fair. So, leaves. Cool. So, that was, for mechanical purposes, that's basically offering the score. What do y'all want to do to get prepared for this?
Yeah, I mean...
This counts as espionage, by the way, because it is obtaining information through covert means.
Sure.
It's not on your hunting grounds, but it is espionage.
Right, so I definitely want to survey the location before we get there.
Okay.
The day before or something?
Yeah.
Well, this is I think we can say that a survey, certainly do a survey. I think we can treat this as you kind of at some point were getting familiar with with this general environment, in Coleridge.
Right. I mean, I know it's tonight that we have to go and do this.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is I don't go to the meeting initially. I walk around the block.
Yeah.
And take in because we have to do this tonight. So survey isn't a long time, but it's still
sure. Are you going to use your informants for anything here?
I mean, we should also probably use the gang to show up at some point.
I think using the informants to find out important people who recently came to town could be really valuable.
I mean, I don't know if this is an important person.
I mean, no, but
or maybe just someone who came into town on the rail. What?
Yeah, I mean, we know how they got here.
Yeah.
Right.
So even if it's ends up they aren't a notable person, it's worth checking.
Sure.
Send the orphans to ask around at the rails.
Send the orphans!
Oh, God.
So let's do the survey first. What is it you're trying to find out there?
I mean, I'm just using survey for its basic meaning, which is survey a location and understand if there's any trouble or gathering information for opportunities or exploits, that sort of thing.
Okay. So you're trying to get more familiar with the locale?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, cool. Let's do the thing.
Terrible rolls.
2.
So a 2.
So that, for this purpose, is poor information, not a lot, etc., etc. I want to see something here. Here we go. Yes, incomplete information, no follow-up questions. You walk around, there is this long-abandoned rail station, as noted, towards the south end of the of Coal Ridge. There is a dilapidated old building, some holes in the roof, etc. There are, oddly enough, a couple of old locomotives, most of which are on the old rails that themselves are kind of rotted and broken in a few places and so forth. There are what do you call those? Those kind of towers that deposit like water and coal and so forth. Because this is before the electroplasm trains, right? So these are the old coal-powered locomotives. And even those towers, one of them is completely smashed and laying on the ground. One of the locomotives is actually on its side. So this is, and then there's what probably at one point was a pond for like runoff and so forth, and now it's pretty gross. There's grease that's gotten in there, and you can see some dead, decaying matter of some probably fish or something like that were in it. But yeah, I think with a 2, that's the basic. You get the basic layout there.
Right, and I want to use our gang to sort of be the silent steps to say, like, since they're independent, to ask them to find a decent ambush point to just hang out at, and then if we need them, we can call on them.
Okay. And who was talking?
Unless we had a better idea for using this. We just never used the silent steps for anything.
No, I think that's legit.
I feel like that.
That's fine.
And then, who's dealing with the orphans?
Are the silent steps and the orphans different things?
Yes, the silent steps are your gang of skulks.
And the orphans are our informant.
Correct.
Yeah.
What are those from?
You got to claim.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the claim.
Yeah.
It's +1 gather info, so I guess technically I could have rolled another die.
Well, that was what I was asking. I mean, yeah, but that's what I was asking. If you're going to use them. So fiction first, right? So if you're just showing up there, then maybe they don't apply. But if you're going to use them at all, then absolutely you get the extra.
Well, everybody else is allowed to take a gather information roll. That was just mine. So
yeah. So who wants to work with the informants, and what are you going to ask them?
So I feel like this counts as risks because our contact could theoretically be a risk. So I'm gonna double up on the informants and the bodyguard to sort of ask who came into town, what information do we have about these people, what are they capable of, what business do they get into.
Cool. What action rating do you want to use for that gather info?
A social one or survey? They're all 1 point.
It sounds like consort, actually.
Solid.
I mean, you choose. It just that's what the way you described it sounded like that to me. That's all.
Yeah.
Also sound like consort to me.
Cool. So 1+1 die.
And +1 from bodyguard because when I gather info to anticipate possible threats to the current situation.
Awesome.
Oh, no, that's +1 effect, not +1 die.
Ooh. In some ways, it's better.
yeah.
Yeah, it actually is. Yes. Yeah. So let's see what that looks like. With not the extra die, but we just know that the effect is higher, as it's really a fortune roll. So that's treated as full information because you got partial, but because of your bodyguard, I think it's cool to treat it as sorry, that was standard. We move it up to great. Exceptional details, complete information, follow-ups, reveal related information more than expected. What they tell you is that there haven't been any real VIPs come through. But one of the kids is like, hey, so who are you looking for? We've been keeping an eye on who comes into town. Who are you trying to keep an eye on? What is it you want to know?
Got a contact basically we're dropping some stuff off, picking some stuff up. They're wearing an orange scarf. Want to know what kind of person they are, what they get into.
Oh, orange scarf guy. Yeah. Okay, we know orange. We know. Oh, sorry, they're kids. We know orange scarves. Yeah. Okay. So there was this guy that came in. He had like a briefcase, and we didn't keep up. The thing was, he was the only one that came all the way from Imperial City.
Imperial City?
Imperial City. You know, on the south end of Akoros.
Yeah.
Listen, I didn't go to school, but I kind of know the big cities. Don't be,
Yeah.
patronizing.
Same. Okay, alright.
Make sure you give this kid a bunch of booze and cigars after you're done.
What kind of... We know what kind of business he gets into down there, or...
No, we don't. I never been outside a night market. What do you mean?
Yeah, sure, fair enough. I'm gonna hand the kid, like, half a bottle of tub wine, move on with my life.
Oh, party time tonight, friends! And the 8-year-olds all run off with half a bottle of wine.
Wife taught me how to interact with kids that aren't my own.
Look at Jesse. Jesse's dying.
I mean, look, in Doskvol, hell yeah, you give children booze. If you don't have opium, you give them booze. And if you don't have booze, you give them nicotine. So that's just
Better
how it
than
works.
drown powder.
This is exactly how I nanny on a daily basis.
Oh, I'm
Right?
sorry.
You're
I
the
wasn't talking
professional,
about.
so,
I wasn't talking about real life.
Yeah.
Just to
I
be
mean,
clear.
it is kind of how I raise my kids,
I'm
but
fully aware. I'm totally kidding.
I know.
Also, solid point in the chat. This is Industrial Revolution. These kids are probably factory work.
Yeah.
well, that would be how they would be making honest money.
Right. I mean, they were informants before. They are informants now, and that means that they don't have to be chimney sweeps. You know what I mean? Like that's how that works.
Yeah. So, anything else that you want to do before you head over there?
Given that we've learned that information, the only person who came from Imperial City, could I study some of the train manifests to find out at least the name they traveled under?
Yes, you can.
Tuesday.
Is that their name? Because I don't like that name, but I mean,
hope it's Tuesday. If this person's name says a twos in it, Kyle, I will
If it's
rejoice.
Tuesday, that's great.
Tuesday.
All right.
Tuesday.
Bloop.
Oh, that's a 6.
Wow.
That is great information.
Wait,
Smooth and crunchy.
how did you get an extra die?
Because our claim provides an extra die to all gather information
Oh,
rolls.
all of them? Oh, okay. Not just
Well, I mean, if it's
I mean,
one that
that's-
applies to, which I think we
That's-
can. In this
Oh, that's
case,
fine.
like you're following up on that information, I think it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got excited because I thought we actually had mastery for a second. And I was like, nice, we have mastery. And I didn't even know about it, even though we just
that's
talked
fair.
about
Get
it.
that fourth skirmish dot.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Give me that. I want the fourth.
Give me that sweet attune drug.
Yep.
Unfortunately, this person does not travel under the name Tuesday.
FYI, new character name, Tuesday.
But I got a 6, Kyle.
I'm just saying. Yeah. I was just starting there.
The role informs the fiction, Kyle. His name is Tuesday.
So the name is. Let's see. Oh yeah. Here it is. Cantor Lomond. Putting that in. There we go.
Like the lake.
Like the lake?
Loch Lomond?
Just make sure that if this name rings a bell to any of us, wink, wink, hint, hint, that you let me know.
Is there... Okay, sure. I mean, the name doesn't immediately strike problematic
I will
bells.
tell you the name doesn't ring a bell because Because it's a fake name.
It's a fake name.
I'm not surprised.
Whoever could have guessed.
Can I attune?
So tell me what it is that you're doing here, Jesse.
I feel like everyone's out gathering information. I've stayed back and been like, oh, I'll catch up. I'll catch up with everyone later. And I think we've maybe I'll take the stress too, if I need to. But like we use bound in darkness
Howdy do.
to share information. But I just want to attune to the ghost field and maybe ask a certain someone who this certain someone could be, and specifically what if there's anything uh, worth noting about this certain individual and what they might be up to, or what. Yep, I'm just gonna stop there. The specific question I am asking, I guess, is I need to find my sheet. What's really going on here?
Oh, excellent. Yeah, so let's get that attune roll and see what can happen.
Okay, cool, great, awesome.
It's just a fortune roll, so.
Yep, it is just a fortune roll that I'm just gonna add
Add a die to, yeah.
a die to. Now I will say that Ghost Mind also lets me take +1 die when I gather info, but it's about gathering info about the supernatural. Does that count in this situation?
I don't think it does.
Okay.
Because it's not about the supernatural.
Okay.
It's using the supernatural to.
I got a 6.
You've got a 6.
I got a 6.
So, as a reminder, Eyes is alone from the crew when this happens. Eyes, what does it look like when you try to attune to the ghost field to make this inquiry?
I think in this case, she would use her ghost mind to find a ghost door and really focus in on it with her ghost eyes, like the whole glowy eyes they get a little more glowy. And I think she would just knock on the ghost door.
Okay. So, as you're in your mind's eye, what you see is actually. Are you in the rail? Where are you?
I'm probably still I'm in our base.
Okay. Yeah, so what happens is you see above you another hatch in the rail car. And it kind of creaks open. And down floats a ghost with an eye in one hand and a mouth in the other, within the palms of the hands.
Uh-huh.
And they hold this out. And when the mouth speaks, there are far too many teeth in it. It's like there's like several rows of teeth. You could see what you could see of the cavity where that mouth is goes way deeper than should be for the width of a hand.
Mm-hmm.
And what is it that and you kind of, I guess, lay out the situation and the person that you're looking for.
And then I ask, what is really going on here?
There are wheels within wheels. Plans within plans. And you should know that all is not as it appears. We cannot see all. But this stranger is not truly alone. You can ask follow-up questions with a 6.
Well, what is What I guess what are they trying to get at us? What drives them to do this?
You have a companion who carries something that is greatly desired. Perhaps you can use this to gain leverage. If you do not, it may bring you great pain.
Awesome. Out of character, awesome.
I'm not here.
Give back the book. Give it back. Give him it back. Ah!
Oh, I thought we were talking about the
Just-
bottle or whatever.
No,
The
you know, guys,
bottle.
I think my fridge is on fire. I'll be right back.
Better go catch it. Wait.
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 So, if y'all are done with your gather information, which is a question actually, are you done with your gather information rolls?
I think I've gotten all the information I require.
Then we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will do the engagement roll. Well, y'all will tell me what your plan is, but it's pretty straightforward, I think, based on what you've described so far.
Yeah,
you have got the
assault.
silver steps and all of that, or whatever they're called, the silent steps rather, and yeah, it'll be good times. Right back.
Party time, fun time.
And we're back! Z105. You know what, Chase? You look like you could be like a radio DJ, like on one of those early morning shock jock things. You don't have the personality for it, just like your hair and the shirt.
Are you saying
was
he has a
actually a
face
DJ.
made for radio?
I do have a face made for radio.
He has a shirt made for radio.
There's that.
That's a wonderful shirt.
All right. Well, we're just gonna
My favorite
have
shirt.
we're just gonna have Chase be in the very '90s classic film Airheads, which everybody knows and has seen at least twice.
I don't know about twice.
Another thing about Birdemic shock and awe.
So-
Shocking, a terror.
My bad.
Yeah. Anyway.
So, let's talk about your score. You've got one. How do you want to do this?
There was one thing that wanted to happen beforehand, FYI.
But we can choose our. I want to have a teeny tiny scene with Bart right before the score, but we can choose like our
Right
plan and stuff
moment.
in detail before that.
I'm guessing this is. No, I'm not. I'm guessing it's not assault. This is probably just social.
Social, like the
Yeah,
connect
I mean,
based
it would
on
be
the
a-
detail
Yeah,
that feels
right.
like the salient one.
Yeah, it's a social one.
You're going to negotiate with this person in some way.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, with my sword.
Oh, I almost forgot something. I totally spaced. The thing we got given to hand to them, I do want to go through it.
It is literally a bag of coin.
Cool.
Fair.
Is it
Not like
chocolate?
weird stuff.
Yes.
I don't want to
They are
find
not
out halfway
chocolate
through
coins.
it's secretly like an explosive bomb, you know.
That they use to blow you up or something.
Yeah.
No. It's supplies.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do your quick scene while I'm looking at this here.
Sure. So imagine this is like right before we go. And Malia just like knocks.
Bart's gonna slide open. Oh, hey, Abby.
I know we got delayed last time, but
Yeah.
you know, these missions are exciting. We could.
Do you think you're up for that? Because Bart 100% believes Avi that she's got some like some sort of post-traumatic thing that makes it so that she's just like a baseline dull. So he's not expecting like some major emotional rush. He just wants to make sure she's okay if he gets like stabbed.
I think I'll be okay.
Okay. Seems pretty straightforward, and it's not like we're the ones that do the talking anyway, so.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
and I did this for you, and she reaches into her bag and tosses a freshly washed towel at you.
Ah, thanks. Probably gonna use this tonight.
Yeah. What? Something is messed up here. Give me a second here.
And we dump some brackish void water on our
go.
foreheads.
Question for you, Avi. Are you
Yeah.
just taking the standard effect, or are you trying to increase the amount of time or whatever?
Just the usual.
Okay, so 2 stress for 1 hour.
Yeah. I took
Dur-
that when I prepped the ritual.
Okay.
What I supposed to do that when we did the we don't
Normally, yeah, when you do the ritual, but I'm not worried. Like, it evens out.
Oh, that does. That
This
does
isn't
match up.
as-
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not as big as your other ritual.
Yeah.
So, for the next hour, in the fiction, everything that one of you feels or experiences, at least emotionally, right?
Yeah.
The other one feels. It doesn't mean you see through each other's eyes and hear what they hear. You have other ways to communicate. But what it does mean is that any stress either of you take gets divided between you two evenly, rounded up. So if there's 3 stress, you each take 2, but if there's 2 stress, you each take 1.
Oh, Bart,
Or if-
you're
or
a
if there's-
battery now, just so you know.
Or if there's 6 stress, you each take 3.
Yeah, but if there's 7 stress, you each take 4.
Spicy spice.
7 stress would be a whole lot, but
Dear God. A human battery. The Matrix is true.
but
Oh
it works
my
both
God.
ways.
So
It works
Avi,
both ways.
Right, so let's
what
see.
is Avi's default emotional state?
Well,
Oh, God.
so the interesting about this ritual is that to set it up, I take pieces, physical pieces of the individuals and mix them into these elixirs. And all these pieces are, just this water that she is. So you're not quite just getting Avi, which is very much this dull, low peaks, which right now just has like this ever so slight ember of excitement. You're also getting this kind of echo deeper into the void, which has no mechanical
That's
effect,
fine.
but is really, really spooky.
Yeah.
And you can feel
Honestly-
it kind of just quietly judge everything you think.
Oh God, speaking of judging everything that you think,
Yeah.
doubt. Doubt is what you are feeling right now. Doubt and tired.
Doubt and tired.
Wait, are we talking about me, or are we talking about your character?
They're both dads. I feel like that's where you're at most.
yeah, exactly.
It's one of those things where it's like, I'm not like a doctor, but I know you shouldn't be eating a mouse pad. So like, I'm smarter than you.
So, at the conclusion of the engagement calculation, or the dice counting, it kind of just evened out to 1. In terms of, it's not really, so the vulnerability versus preparations wasn't really a thing. It's not particularly boulder daring, nor is it overly complex. You have friends or contacts providing aid, but you also have enemies and rivals interfering. Yeah.
Dun dun.
And oh wait,
Do we get an extra die because it's a preferred mission type?
yeah, I'm glad you said that. Good, thank you for saying that, because I was about to bump you down to 0 dice, for a reason, because there's another factor that's listed here that I'd forgotten about. But because it is your
goody.
preferred mission type, you'll keep the extra die.
I'm now very
would've-
concerned.
You know how
Honestly-
one of the questions is maybe a higher tier target will give you -1d, or there's a situation that makes it more or less tricky? Yes. So you'll have 1 die instead of 0 dice.
Ministry of Preservation is.
What's the what?
Can you remind me what tier the Ministry of Preservation is?
Is it 5
Higher
or
than
6?
us.
It's 5.
I can't remember if I bumped them up yet. I
It's a
think they
lot.
are.
Bumped them up yet?
It's a lot.
Yeah, they are
Oh, it's-
6. They are 6. They and the
Yep.
Imperial military are both 6.
Which is the highest, right?
Oh,
I thought there was a 7, but 6 is the
If there is a
highest.
7,
That's the
maybe that's the Immortal Emperor themselves. But
yeah.
yeah,
just
it's
that
going to be
nice
fine.
reminder that the forces we're contending with are on par with the Imperial military. Just nice thing to remind.
There's a
the
reason
studio.
I'm dressed for a funeral.
Which is why we already knew that when White Jacket, I don't care that he wasn't wearing a white jacket, that's just his name now, bum rushed us at the place.
So that's a 5 on our engagement roll.
That's a 5, so you're in a mixed result. You're in a risky position when the
This
action
is risky
starts.
This is risky business.
It's risky business.
So I think Wythe, I don't know what the rest of you all are doing. I think Wythe wants you to like hide, and he just like walks out by himself towards Scarf person.
So Scarf Person is not immediately visible. Scarf Person is in that depot as mentioned.
I mean,
And we're gonna
yeah,
pick up.
I-
We're
okay.
gonna pick up where the action gets interesting, right? Which is Wythe opens the door, as noted, right? Cantor is sitting. So Cantor is an older gentleman wearing the requisite orange scarf, traveling clothes, high cheekbones, sort of a Roman nose, sort of very elegant in his bearing. But Cantor's not alone, and Captain Lannick is standing there next to him with a pistol already drawn, and says, "I'm so glad to see you again. Why don't you come on in? Tell your friends they can come in as well, and we'll have a chat." And you see a little tick in him that you didn't see before. What do you do?
It's a trap, is what everybody hears in Bound in Darkness.
Fortunately, with you being risky, this is not you like. Yeah, the trap is not fully sprung.
Right.
'Cause
I
you're
mean,
risky.
Oh yeah,
not
what's our
desperate.
load, everybody?
Oh, thank you.
I thought we were waiting to say that later, but I guess it was just a.
No, this is the time. We were a little bit past the time. That's
Okay.
on me. I always forget.
Normal.
Honestly, heavy.
What? Okay. All right.
Eyes.
We're
Like,
in the middle
like,
of nowhere.
I'm normal. Like, obvious suspicious, but heavy just slows me down.
I'm also normal,
Okay, so everybody's normal except for.
except for Bart.
Okay, all right.
How many
Just in
different kinds of sledgehammers can you possibly have strapped to your back?
Do you want an
question.
actual answer to that? 'Cause it's
Yeah, I mean that's why I'm asking the question.
It's
All
a
right.
high number.
So yeah, I mean, I
a
think.
fine heavy weapon, a large weapon, an unusual weapon,
Yep.
a scary weapon or tool,
You might want to have some armor in there. Just saying.
Right. So I think
a pistol, a second pistol.
right, Wythe, and because the Silent Step, our gang, is also bound in darkness with us.
Oh yeah.
Everyone hears Wythe say, "Lannick, trap," and then he'll sit down and be like, "Well, I'm here to conduct business with my good friend Cantor Lamond," which this person might be surprised that I actually know their cover identity.
Yeah, I think that's
because-
fair. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
And he just starts tapping his cane on the ground nonchalantly.
Okay.
No one else is here. The Rhodes and Company didn't feel it was necessary to send anyone other than me for a simple exchange. Now, while that might not be what this actually is now, Lannick, I am the only one here.
Lannick, pistol leveled, opens up his overcoat, looks at some gadget inside, and says,
You got magicked.
"That's possibly true, but I'm having real difficulty."
I mean, does he look away from me? When
When he
does
looks at his
this,
jacket, yeah.
he gets stabbed with a sword.
All right, I am definitely going to ask you for a roll on that.
Sure.
No, this seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah, what action do you want to use for that?
Just skirmish.
Just skirmish. All right. Clearly we're as noted in a risky position. I'm gonna say by default this is risky limited because he's clearly prepared for a fight.
Oh yeah, sure.
And,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not. I don't think I'm catching him off guard. This
Right,
is just,
right.
He looked down, and this is the best.
Absolutely,
opportunity.
sure. I got you.
And yeah, I will trade position for effect to make that desperate.
Desperate standard.
Yep.
So how you like lunging harder or whatever? Is that the?
Well, I
what does
mean,
that look like?
I mean, it was just like in my right arm, sort of tapping the cane, and then with my left arm, just grabbing it and stabbing him. I'm like sitting down, and he like lowers the gun to look at his little gadget, and I just am like, here you go, right in the gut or whatever.
Okay. All right. Clearly, nobody's helping you here.
No.
Do you want to push yourself, or do you want a devil's bargain?
I mean, I think, yeah, if anybody has a devil's bargain.
So there's an obvious devil's bargain, which is that as you stab him, his gun goes off and shoots you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll offer that.
Thank you. Thank you, Ned, for offering that as the...
I'm not sure if this is a devil's bargain or just the beginning of one, but have you killed someone with this sword before?
Oh, yeah. Most assuredly.
I was wondering how your sister felt about it.
Yeah. It's a good question.
I mean, maybe as you kill people with a sword, someone's secretly feeding her, and she's going to turn into some sort of ghost monster at the 80th murder, and this is the 80th person you would kill.
I mean, look.
What a number.
Yep. 80
It's
people.
probably higher than it needed to be. TBH.
Not for Wythe. That's a little bit low, actually, because he's secretly a serial killer, everybody. No, I'm just...
Whoa.
So is the offered devil's bargain?
I don't want to get shot. Not
Okay.
right off the bat. I'm not getting
Is
shot.
the devil's bargain about Adriana? Is that Adriana gets angry? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're suggesting? Is what I'm asking.
Right.
So
Adriana has an emotional response to it. I'm not sure which. I don't know her too much. I am not the one who sat down and talked with her today.
I think Adriana gets. Here's how I would translate that. For the extra die, I'm gonna start a 4 o'clock. Adriana loses control and tick it once.
I mean, do I want Adriana to actually be that kind of ghost is the question.
Sure.
Well, just because a clock is started doesn't mean you can't prevent it.
Right. Yeah, no, let's do it. It'll make it more interesting. And then when Wythe takes Physiker and then turns Adriana into a hole, it'll be even more fun. Wink, wink, everybody.
Oh, we'll see.
Just kidding. That's
And
not
that
actually.
character.
Yeah. I mean, then I'll play that character, and then Wythe will become the Physiker who just does all the good stuff off screen and heals everybody.
We forgot about Char already.
I obsessively think about Char all the time and want to continue playing them, but unfortunately,
I got him an arcane lance.
right.
Yeah.
Okay,
At
so
some
we've got
point, Wythe is going to kill Avi, or Avi's going to kill Wythe, and then Char can come back.
we've
Or I
got
just get killed here.
an extra die.
Yep.
Um,
Desperate, standard, extra die. Yeah. Anything else? Anybody? Anybody wants? Hey, Bart, you want to do a group action for skirmish? Just
Get in here.
Come on, everybody, join
Like,
up.
when you mention Lanix there, I'm on the way, but not like...
yeah, I don't think they're quite
Not that
there
fast.
yet.
No,
Yeah.
no, I know. But no, because we're bound in darkness, we can do group actions together, and it doesn't matter what the distance is. So technically, we could all do a skirmish.
If
I can
you
just
were-
start
if-
punching off Molly, and it counts
If
as a
Bart was
skirmish.
also fighting somebody, yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
So
I would
fight
be
me.
5.
so much help with skirmish.
No,
Question
it's fine.
is, are we drift?
So 5 on a skirmish.
Yep. Which means damage is probably he still shoots me, which sucks.
Yeah, it's exactly. I think the gun still goes off, and you take level 3 harm shot in the gut.
Okay.
Remember, you can always choose to resist stuff like that.
Right. I mean,
Or
I'm
use
wearing heavy armor, so. I mean,
Okay,
this
so
is the thing.
You're gonna take off. You're gonna take off both armor, or just the
Yep.
one. Okay, so that reduces to level 1. Right. I think that's so. It's level 1 harm. I think that's just like abdominal bruising.
Right. Okay. Ab crunches is what I'm putting down.
Is this the second time you've gotten shot and bruised?
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got armor right there, that's what'll happen.
I'm
What
wearing,
it does.
I'm just wearing like a
Yeah. So
thick
he takes
cotton vest.
he takes the stab. You do it. He takes a stab. He clearly is also wearing armor. It don't get me wrong. He's cut. He's hurt. Like, in fact, I'm gonna start a clock for that.
This is our
And-
first combat clock.
It
Oh my
is.
goodness.
And I mean,
Well,
this is like, just to be
Lennox
clear,
bleeds out.
the next action I take is my concealed palm pistol pops out and I shoot him. I mean, it's stab, shoot, but I'm letting everybody else go. I'm just letting everybody
Yeah.
know
And I put
that-
2 ticks on his because you got a 5, so that's 2 ticks on his clock. Lennox bleeds out. Is armor and harm doesn't work the same for NPCs as it does for y'all. What are all of you heard that, and you heard a shot go off. What do you do?
I want to attune again.
So, I imagine we're heading in to support White.
Yeah.
I mean, the whispers don't have to, but like the
Yeah.
silent step will. I mean, I feel like our gang comes in at least, and probably Barrel.
Yeah.
But
like, I'm probably going to, like, whisper shout at our whispers, just sort of like to cover the flanks, because I'm going in the moment I hear that gun go off.
But also, didn't Wythe say Lannick?
Yep.
Did.
I was
did.
going to go slower when he said Atlantic, like sneak up, and now there's guns.
And now there's guns.
Urgency,
guns.
as it.
Mine is gonna start following Bart, but then like slow down.
yeah, when's the last time you felt adrenaline? I'm just curious.
Well, and then you get this ping in your head of like, this might be one to bow out from. And you have that thought in your head, and that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, other things. That thought
yeah.
occurring a second time in Bart's head is a thing that he did notice. A feeling you feel is sort of like a deep breath, and then just like a forcible removal of tension, and a concern, kind of just like a nagging worry about what is to come. And it's not necessarily a solid one, like this is the thing that we're afraid of, but just sort of like, is this the one sort of thought?
So it sounds like you're rushing. What is your goal with the action to running with the silent step? Is it to kill Lannick? Is it to get Rand's wife out of there?
At the moment,
If we can have this
am-
conversation, yeah, I mean, it's
Oh, yeah.
definitely like Wythe being like, neutralize, but do not kill. And that's kind of
And I forget. Can I send a message back, or does that take
You
stress?
can reply to this message.
Oh, okay. I'm going to. So I can reply. Can you reply to my reply?
I think that would be another use of it.
Okay.
So we're
Can I
bogging
reply
down
to your
here.
reply to your reply?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
only
Let's.
reply I can think of is a question of how many are in there, but like,
sure
No.
too. I mean, I'll just spend another stress and tell you.
oh, sure, fair enough. Yeah. How many are in there? 2.
I mean, unless Kyle wants to tell me that there's more people than just the 2 that were in there.
In the room, no.
Right. In
I-
the room.
That response does not fill me
The room where it
with
happens.
calm.
Yeah. And that's exactly the way that Wythe says it. In the room too.
That's
I
fair.
think that to double back a little, because it would cost more resources, Beryl would respond back, if there are more threats than Lanik, let me know. So as to imply that, like, if there are no more threats in that room than Lanik, you don't have to respond.
Okay. Well, either way,
In the room.
So let's do. So you're leading a group action with the cohort, right? With the gang, right?
Ye-
Is anybody else going with you besides you and the Silent Steps?
I'm on Bart 6.
Okay, so
I'm hanging back.
all right. So, Bart, what do you think that is? Do you think that's a skirmish, or you think something else?
Prowl.
It feels like either skirmish or prowl, depending on the situation. Like, if we're just a tidal wave of bodies, skirmish.
I mean, there's
I think-
only like 3 of them. So let's be
Yeah.
clear that our gang is not gigantic.
Our gang
Yeah.
is like 6 people or something, I think. At tier... No, we're tier 2 now.
You're tier 2. So if you're,
But like,
It's
how
still-
many are
it's-
here
it's a
is
d-
the good question.
yeah, it's a dozen people.
But
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
actually,
It's specifically
I like
in the book. Yeah.
I like the idea of prowl for the sake of I bust in through the door and they clamber in through the windows to surround.
Okay, so you're going more for the getting there without anybody seeing you than you are just assaulting the position, right?
Them more not being seen, but also if they are seen, so be it. There's tons of us.
Right.
I personally am not trying to be stealthy, but it's sort of a prowl is the most maneuvering kind
Okay.
of
All right.
ability I can find.
It
That
works
just kind of
because
informs the
it's,
fiction. Yeah, so let's
prowl is ambush. So causing
Yeah.
a distraction in front would count as an ambush.
So we're gonna. So they just roll their quality. You two can each roll your prowl, and you're running as a group action. So is Bart leading it to take the stress?
It doesn't actually matter which one of us is leading it.
Oh, that's. Oh yeah.
That's part of why I joined it.
Okay.
Like it was also narrative, but a little bit of mechanical. Like I might as well.
All right. So let's get those prowl rolls.
What is our position and effect?
Good call. Your position is at this point. I'm going to say desperate because your friend is shot, but it's also. I'm going to say standard effect.
Okay.
So you're looking at a 4, a 5, a 4, so no stress. Very
like
nice. Your highest roll is a 5. Oh, I know exactly what happens.
Complication. Oh, and
Complication is going to
EXP.
occur.
Desperate complication of note.
So, yeah, don't forget to mark your XP. You rush in there, probably with a weapon drawn, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
What
I've
weapon are
got-
you using?
Ooh, that is a good point. I'm gonna say blackjack for right
All right.
now. Like,
The
Why
biggest
did
blackjack anybody has ever seen, and he's
yeah,
it's
like blackjacks
12
are
pound
like
stone in a sack.
basically like it's the leather thing stitched around a piece of metal. That piece of metal is probably like part of a rail tire or some shit. Like, but
So,
Wythe did specifically say not to kill Lanik, so I'm not coming in here with like one of my 5 sledgehammers that we were just.
All right. So you come and lay out Lanik, who's still bleeding. In fact, with that kind of blow, I'm going to put one more tick. He's close to death. But here's the problem. As you're doing this, you start to hear shouts and orders. And from those old abandoned locomotives that I mentioned, come pouring out a couple of squads of Marines, guns drawn.
Oh yeah. What is Orange Scarf Man doing? Okay,
Yeah, I
so he
mean-
doesn't know what the hell's going on.
I mean, my like I said, the palm pistol is out. So if Lanik falls over, the palm pistol is pointed at this guy, and he's like just standing there. So
Okay.
At the
What is
sight of
Eyes
those
doing?
Marines, I am going to shout, "Eyes get down!"
Eyes
Because
get
she's
down.
outside. Like,
And there were
I don't think
squads
you're
of
in the
Marines.
open, but like,
No, she can see that they're there. Like, the Marines are not in the building, not in the depot. They are outside, kind of like behind the silent steps. And let me look at my notes here. Yeah, there's about a dozen of them. So it's a good thing that you brought your gang, actually. It's really helpful that you have... You're not you're not severely outnumbered now.
Magnitude potency.
Yeah. So magnitude is there, but they're also,
Armed.
Imperial Marines, not like a dozen roustabouts from, Coleridge or whatever.
Yep.
So, Eyes, with all of that
Hello.
information,
Hi, yes. I would like to attune to compel again. Because that worked real well the first time.
they're called the classics for a reason.
so tell me what you're trying to do here and what it looks like.
I want to summon a ghost that could help keep the Marines at least busy on the outside.
Don't get sad when it.
I mean,
I'm
she's
going to make a
going to.
fortune roll here because I want to
Okay,
see
please do.
if
How
there are
gnarly
ghosts
of a
nearby.
ghost is around?
Yeah.
If any. So,
Just gonna prep this off screen.
just gonna just do a 1 die fortune roll.
He hasn't said anything. This is...
What?
Oh,
Am I muted?
no.
Oh.
I was like, oh, you moved
There
things?
are a 6 on your fortune roll.
Nice.
So, as you close your eye, what does it look like when you attune to find the ghosts?
Again, I'm like crouched down on the ground, hands pressed to the ground, and it's like those white lights in my eyes just expand real big, take up my iris, and I'm just scanning and like, if it was like Dishonored, I'd be tagging ghosts.
So, you
And I want them to come to me.
see, what you see are a handful, several echoes in the ghost field. These are not the specters that hunger for life essence. These are the echoes that are repeating behaviors. And what you see is maybe half a dozen echoes. You see a couple of rail foremen just beating down over and over these workers. So like 2 foremen and 4 workers is who that you see is there. What you're seeing is just the scene repeating itself over and over and over and over in the ghost field of this, oppression and workplace violence, like big time, right? So now you can compel
Okay.
them if you so wish.
Well, okay. Instead of compelling them, can I make an attune roll instead of compelling to make? Because they're not visible to
Correct.
other than me, right?
Right.
I want to make them like super visible to everyone.
You just want everybody to see that there's a half dozen. Will they be able to
Yes.
tell that they're ghosts?
Yes. Yes. I'm
Okay, just making sure. All right,
Yeah.
just making sure of what the thing
So
is.
like it's like it was an empty-ish yard with Marines, and all of a sudden there are
Like half a dozen
half a dozen
real folks here
real
beating the
folks.
crap out of each other.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, so we'll call that. Well, you're in a desperate position right now.
Hey, look at that experience.
I'm going to call
Who would've
that
guessed?
desperate limited.
Okay.
So
You can
out of-
push
out of
yourself or
curiosity-
devil's bargain for effect.
As a curiosity, is that limited in making them visible, or limited in the effect that will then have?
The effect it'll have on the others. No, they're definitely going to be completely visible. I mean, assuming that the attune succeeds, but like, yeah, the effect of everybody being like, "Oh my god," yeah, no, they'll definitely, assuming you do it. The question is, will people be like, what will their reaction be? Do you want to push yourself for a devil's bargain? Do you take any
I will
assistance?
entertain a devil's bargain, of course.
What does a devil's bargain look like here?
Who get shot by a Marine?
That could be one.
Solid.
That is a legit
Yeah.
devil's bargain.
Corollary, shot by not a Marine.
Strange.
Less intense as getting shot, but your summoning causes enough of a light show that you are spotted.
Or there's
Here's
a
another
clock
one.
that the- or
Here's
there's a
another one.
clock that the Spear Wardens are going to show up at.
I was just gonna tick an existing clock
Oh yeah.
of Adriana loses control.
Cool.
I think you're muted. No, you're not muted. You're just quiet. Never mind.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
that was-
no, I'm.
They said
I meant Jesse.
cool.
Oh.
I just yep. How does Rand feel about that?
That's fine. Go ahead. I mean, I didn't. The clock is there.
And Adriana's a
because I said it
danger.
was okay, so there you go.
How many ticks are on that clock?
1 out of 4.
Oh. Well, then I guess that would be an interesting narrative decision. I will take that.
Okay, so an extra die,
Okay.
desperate limited, or it could be desperate standard with what if you don't take the die, you can take +1 effect instead.
I'll take +1 effect.
Okay, so it's not an extra die; it's just desperate standard now.
Yep. 6.
That's a 6.
6.
Nice.
Nice.
Mark that XP.
Yes.
So you
did.
do this, and all of a sudden, the rest of you see just materializing there in the yard around the building. You see these foremen just beating down on these poor rail workers, like bashing in, breaking arms, kicking them, hitting them with hammers, that whole thing. The Marines see it and momentarily kind of freeze up as they're kind of figuring out what this thing is, because they just see these things there. And while they are Marines, which is why this was going to be limited effect because of their tier, you've pulled so hard on this, you can feel, because you've already chatted with her. Actually, I want to say, you can kind of see Adriana, and you can see her looking. She's not doing it. She hasn't lost control, but she's looking around like, her brother's in danger. You're doing this thing. The ghost field itself is sort of vibrating with energy. What do the rest of you do? Oh, how did I forget to get the music going?
I mean, Wythe immediately picks up Lannick and uses him as a human shield and indicates to Bart to pick up Scarf. And we're just going to... I mean, look, I'm not calling him Cantor because that's Adam Kobold's character's name in his Blades game, like from
Adam
years
Kobold?
ago. Yeah, Kobold. That's right. It's Kobold, but Kobold Press from Dungeon World. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Yep.
mean, I'm walking out like that.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you're walking
we're-
out with him.
We're heading out.
Okay. What? No, that's going to be. No, I don't think there's an action there. I think you just come out. The Marines see you, and their captain, who is a woman, darker skin, short hair, fairly tall.
Okay.
Right? She's
And
a Marine.
so,
She's like,
right.
I'm going to need you to stop right there.
So Wythe has his pistol up to Lannick's head, and he's like, I see you must be the one in charge. Well, your ambush is not going as well as you might have expected. And he like pushes on the wound, and like blood spurts out of it on Lannick's wound, and is like, so this is what's going to happen. We're leaving. Your men are staying here. And when we're safe, we will let your brave yet foolish leader go. And I'm swaying them. As you can see, not only did we come prepared, but we came with our own surprises. And like the gang comes out, like flanks us, and then the ghosts are still there.
Okay. Yeah, so you said you're trying sway?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to convince them that we are leaving and they can't stop us.
Okay.
I mean, they can't stop us. They can just shoot all of us. That's fine. But I'm just saying, like, you know, this is all Wythe can imagine that should happen. I just want to make it clear that if Wythe actually sees his sister's ghosts anywhere around, this will go terribly for Wythe. Probably. He will lose his mind, but...
It's good to know. All right, so sway, I'm going to call that... Well, you're still in a desperate position, obviously. You're in serious trouble. This is Desperate Limited. She's a tough Imperial officer.
Does anybody have a Devil's Bargain or to assist or anything?
Oh, I have a Devil's Bargain for you. This is just one, of course. For the extra die, one of the other Marines gets nervous and shoots one of you.
As long as it's only Bart, I'm fine with that. Or Avmalia. Either one of those gets shot, I'm fine.
Avmalia is currently inside the building.
Right,
leaning
no, I
against
know.
I
the
think it would
wall
probably
and
be
it's
Bart,
raining.
actually.
Oh,
No,
Yeah.
because Bart's got the other hostage.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so Bart, you want to assist?
Yeah.
Well, I don't.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not taking that Devil's Bargain. I'm going to push myself instead.
Okay, all right.
Because I don't actually. Getting shot is not what this gang needs at this point.
Fair.
Okay.
Because it's Wythe.
Right. Sure. But Wythe always needs to get shot on every operation, so it's good.
Oh yeah. Also, Nat, how is Avi doing on stress? Since I'm about to help.
I am only F2 right now.
Cool. Same. We're about to go up to 3.
Cash money.
Okay.
oh,
So
how much fun.
because I have less effect, because I have ab bruising, does this impact me talking to this person?
No, the less effect is not from that. That would if you try to wrestle with somebody.
Right. No,
That's
I
gonna
know. I just
happen,
wanted to
yeah.
make sure that I wasn't wincing halfway through that speech and seeming weak.
Nah.
All right. So I'm going to trade. Did you say it was limited effect? So I'm going to trade position for effect to make it standard.
What
Desperate.
position? You're already at desperate.
Oh, are you? Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah. You're at desperate.
And you
Limited.
can
Trade the die from my assistance.
Yeah, you could
Or
make
you
that.
can push for.
Or you can push, instead of taking the die, use the stress from pushing myself to make it standard. Okay.
Yeah,
That's all I'll
You
do.
can push. Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. Cool. This is resolve. 1 extra die. Here we go. We got this. Oh shit. Okay, a 4.
Not a 3.
Ooh,
It's
no.
almost RL bad.
Yes.
I don't understand. Like White. This is the worst White has rolled the entire time he's ever played.
Right.
So I'm upset.
But yeah, I'm basically like palming Scarf's face from like nose down and have a pistol also trained on Lanik.
Okay.
They have to kill both of us simultaneously or Lanik frickin' dies.
Yeah.
Wow, look at me marking load.
Here is
I mean, that I marked all of my load on that armor. So yeah.
Yeah, so the Marine leader is really a sergeant. I don't know why I would have said captain, because Lanik is the captain. She holds up a fist for everybody to hold their fire. But yeah, I think one of what happens, one of the Marines gets nervous, rifle goes off, and Bart takes a shot, marking level 3 harm, shot in the arm.
Luckily, I have armor.
Okay. Are you doing so? How much armor are you marking? 1 or 2?
Well, there's the armor that costs 2, and there's the heavy armor that costs 3.
Yeah, heavy
Well,
armor.
technically, heavy armor costs 5.
So he's inflicting
Oh,
level 3
I see.
harm.
Yeah,
So if
I
you
got
do
you.
heavy armor, you can drop it down to 1.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
dropping it down to 1.
Okay, so we're gonna put level 1 armor, or sorry, level 1 harm winged. Right. There's another thing that happens, which is while she's shouting, "Hold up! All we want is the book. Just give us the book, and everyone can walk away, and will never see us
Conveniently.
again."
While that's happening, Avmalia's taken the book out and opened it.
Ooh. Oh.
Oh,
What,
well, in
uh,
that
what's
case,
my
no,
emotional
Avmalia's
state
inside,
here,
right?
Avi?
Never mind.
Yeah.
Avmalia's inside, so they don't
Avmalia-
see it.
Avmalia is thinking, why is it always down to me to solve our problems?
Oh my god, I hate you so much, Amalia. Anyway,
Avmalia caused the problem. So okay,
Nat, I love you. I'm just saying
Love you
that.
too, Ran.
Okay, cool.
And you know what I'm doing. I'm going to invoke ritual number 1.
What's the amount of stress that we're splitting?
So we each take 3.
Oh, okay, that's not.
What?
As the-
Don't say that.
did you? And you prepared this ritual with spending the whatever?
Yeah, as soon as I spent this one, that same session, I re-prepared it.
Okay. Excellent. So, let's
Portal
see.
to the depths.
Yes. So,
I hate
why don't you
this.
tell us what you're trying to do and how that looks?
So I flipping the book open, and water starts to flow out from the spine, and Amalia, like water careening down her, is going to start invoking this ritual that is going to attempt to reach out and rend an opening, a portal down into the bottom of the void sea to let a torrential flood of brackish water and tentacles out, grab all the Marines, and just yank them into the bottom of the void sea to be devoured.
Yeet them.
That's the goal. That's the dream.
I got you. So, keep it in mind they're not all in one place. Right?
You know,
They're-
I think this is the kind of thing that if I get a chunk of them, we might be solid.
Okay. All right. So, you're trying to get
Not
one
wrong.
squad. That's fair.
The other option is just to make it really, really big and have other problems.
That is why I'm asking. Is your choice.
I mean, it's the season finale. You should probably do
It's-
the
The home.
We are going home, so we might as well go hard.
Yeah.
And the more
Um,
destruction you do, the more likely wife's argument about killing you won't seem as bad to everybody later.
I
So,
will also-
here's what I'll say.
I'll also push myself to, on this, A, but also B, to invoke a torrential rainstorm in the area with Tempest.
Push
Dear
us.
God.
Push
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Push the battery. Nice.
Okay.
Which is mostly a flavor thing, to be honest, to go on top of pushing myself.
I think that's good. I think that as the portal will open up, like you also hear the crack of thunder and rain starts pouring down. Oddly localized, not localized like right on Avmalia, but I mean on your general area.
Yeah.
Like it's not the whole city is having a storm.
No,
Unless you want to do that, in which
cloud.
case it's a whole lot more stress.
No, just this little corner of our world.
Okay.
I really like the idea of just the rain cloud above Amalia's head and nobody else's as it rains. Yeah. Anyway.
So.
That's just always.
So.
Can I assist Nat?
I would love for you to assist.
Tell me how you're assisting.
In that I am also going to attune, and this is more of just flavor, but I want to push the ghost veil a little harder so that you can hear the echoes, like echoing in this train yard.
So.
Cries.
And this is good. So we had said 6 stress, right?
So
I'm trying to
me and
remember.
Bart have each taken 4.
Okay.
Now, because 6 stress for the ritual, and I pushed myself. So we're gonna have a crack of thunder, a torrential portal into the bottom of the void sea, and the wailing of the damned.
So first of all, before we
Dear
get to Devil's
God.
Bargain, I just want to tell you, if you want to take 2 more stress, so 1 each, you could try to get both squads. And that's before we get to Devil's Bargain. That's just...
Okay, so sadly I can't take a devil's bargain because I pushed myself.
Because you had to push yourself for the storm stuff.
But
Yeah.
if you want to make an exception, I'm willing to let you break the rules.
Well, there is 2 of us, so I could be the one taking the devil's bargain.
Well, but say this isn't the Devil's Bargain. This is just the way the ritual works.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, upping the
You could-
magnitude. Let's do it.
Okay, all right. So 1 more
That
stress to
allows
each of
me
you.
1 superhuman feat.
Yeah. Same.
Okay, so you're each taking 4 stress.
That makes it 5
It'll be 5
with
now.
the push.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So it was 6 stress plus you're pushing yourself, plus your. Oh geez, yeah. No, I think that's pretty good. That's
We are both.
That
A
is-
human
it would be-
person could not have done this.
it would be
Yeah.
9 stress otherwise.
Yeah.
It would be
Party hard, Wayne.
It'd be
It would be 10, but otherwise, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be 10.
5 each.
But they're
Yeah,
each
we're not
taking 5.
rounding up. It's a full 10.
Also, I'd like
Unless,
to...
unless it was only 1 to get both squads, in which case I'm gonna jack it up 1 more because
No, it
it's
was
free
2.
just to
It was
make it
2 to
even
get-
bigger.
Yep, that would
Okay,
be
no. I want to see what this attune roll looks like here.
me too.
Okay.
Don't forget that
Oh, to be clear,
Don't forget
this
that I'm helping
is
you.
this is desperate great.
Sure. Sounds.
So this is 5
Great.
dice, right?
Wait, do we want to make this a group action?
I don't want to catch eyes in this. You can assist me, but I don't want you to
Okay.
take the backdraft on this one.
There's also like weird risk involved.
Yeah.
Oh, now
I'm-
as I recall, this also, depending on how well it goes, affects your Leviathan Awakens clock.
It can, or my lovely entity can make a request of me. Either one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
All right. So let's roll some dice.
5 of
Let's
them?
roll some dice.
5 of them.
Oh,
Desperate.
Great!
That's how the game's meant
Mark
to be
that
played.
experience.
mark that experience.
I might not get a chance to ever use it.
This is only your
Come
first
on,
trauma,
crit.
you cat.
Crit.
Well, okay, if this is a 1, if this is 5 1s, this is not just yeet us
Oh
all
yeah,
into the
we're
bottom of the
also
void
dead
sea.
at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Crit.
1
1
6.
6.
One,
Yeah.
1 2 3
1,
4
2, 3,
6.
4, 6.
Yep. Nice.
This is
A
good.
straight draw.
No, there's no
Gift
5
from
there.
Citizen Kane.
It's like a straight draw.
So, there's a crack of thunder. Rain begins pouring down. And I think you remember I earlier described there was like a pond there full of this brackish water mixed with oil and nastiness and whatever. That's what starts to spin up into this portal to the void sea. And these huge otherworldly tentacles reach out and start grabbing Marines who are screaming and screaming.
I'm screaming too.
I think there's a lot of people screaming.
I think all of us just take a trauma for watching this.
I want to.
Did you just give Kyle an idea?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. Look, this isn't Call of Cthulhu, Kyle. Okay.
You know,
As soon as Beryl decides to push himself, though, I trauma out. So like, I'm in Beryl's hands now.
Do it.
Okay,
Do
so
it.
here's
Beryl,
what I'm going to
just
say.
do it for fun.
Just do it to jump real.
Yep.
As they're screaming, and this is not a complication. This is just an advancement of the situation.
Sure.
You hear a whistle being blown, and you hear the thudding of heavy boots on the ground. As around a corner come bluecoats, who immediately freeze up at the sight of otherworldly tentacles reaching out of a spinning portal to the void sea. Except that you recognize Avmalia, the sergeant in charge of this squad, is a cousin of yours. What's his name? What's a cousin of yours who's in the bluecoats? Like it's an officer level position because he's part of the family.
Sachin Strangford.
Sachu?
Sachin.
Sachin. Okay.
Yeah.
And Sachin dies immediately after being named. He had 18 children. It was so sad.
There were a lot of people you could have said I saw would have been, oh, that's great. Let's try to murder them too. That's not one of them.
And they're freezing up, and he's just like, we just came for the book. This is a little bit above their pay grade as well. What do you all do?
We prowl the F out of here. I mean,
Yeah, we're fucking bad.
yeah, prowl the F with our 2 hostages out.
Group action?
Yep, that's
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, especially
Okay.
with this moment where they're distracted.
Yeah,
like
they're
we're-
scared of this like tentacle thing, and so is Wythe, and so is everybody that can see it, I imagine, except for maybe I don't know. I don't know how disassociative Eyes is. If they're like, oh wow, look, water and tentacles, that's probably scary. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Eyes is unnerved.
Right. And I think Avmalia is excited or terrified. I can't tell. You said she was shrieking, but it's like,
Oh,
what
you
does
know what?
Bart feel?
I think Eyes is unnerved, but also there's like a hungry look in her eye.
Wow. Okay, this is.
I
I thought you were gonna be Ghost Mom, and now you're like Ghost Mom who also likes tentacles. This is really disturbing.
It's not about the tentacles. It's about how powerful.
No, I know. Sorry, that's what I was implying, not the tentacles in any sense. Okay.
Just hook your friends up as a stress battery, and you can do this too.
I was gonna say the next character I make is actually gonna be 2 characters where their vice and purveyor is their brother who they've hooked up as a stress battery. Anyway, that's messed up.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take 2 stress. I'm gonna use Rook's Gambit, and I'm gonna use Sway instead of Prowl.
All right.
And I'm gonna say, "With me, company, with me," and we're all just gonna.
Bamf out of there.
You're ordering your gang to come with you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Making
So
sure.
what's
You are
the-
leading the group action.
Yeah, who's leading this?
Yeah, that's fine.
You
Okay.
can lead it.
I
have-
can also lead it. I only have 1 stress.
Oh, I have
think,
4
I think,
stress.
I think
I
Bart
have 1
should lead it.
stress.
No, we're not
So-
trying to intentionally trauma out of Malia. That's not.
I mean,
fun.
Avmalia has 0 trauma, so it's fine.
It's Bart who'd be hurt by it.
Yeah.
I
fine.
only have 1 stress. I can lead it.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Everybody,
Are we
roll
desperate?
your.
Is
Oh
this-
yeah,
if
this
you-
is definitely. So, I'm sorry. Go ahead, and then I'll tell you the position and effect.
So, if you use Rook's Gambit, that means the rest of us roll Prowl, and you roll whatever the heck you want.
Yeah.
Cool.
Rook's
Yeah,
Gambit is
that's-
only useful for me. Sorry, not everybody
Right.
else.
trying to sneak out in front of them normally would be 0 effect. And then you have to do stuff, you can raise it up and whatever. In this case, I'm going to say limited because they're a little bit kind of seized up. They're not like literally paralyzed, but they are in some sense they're like kind of the way that you would be if you saw a bunch of tentacles rising up out of the ground and the pond. So this is desperate limited.
Okay. And because because this is like my first ability that uses stress this way, Rook's Gambit just lets me take 2 stress. It doesn't say I push myself or anything, but can I then push myself to raise the effect? Okay.
No. You can push yourself. I don't think we could. It doesn't. I think we've talked about this before. I forget. Somebody remind me if I'm wrong.
Group actions and effects are weird. We haven't quite figured it out yet.
Yeah, so I don't think you can push yourself for the extra effect, but I think you can push yourself for the die. I think it makes more sense fictionally that way.
I take a setup action to increase our effect.
But you're participating in the group action.
Flashback? What about flashback?
So what's the flashback? Yeah.
So the flashback would be Wythe being obnoxious and training us all on how to like ghost out of places together as a crew, and be like, we need to train as a group.
But Wythe, I'm not part of the crew.
I mean, yeah, but you still train because I have to pretend like you're part of the crew until I can stab you in the back when no one sees you, like in the ocean, with a dagger made out of ever flaming fire.
Sure, fair enough.
So how does that flashback sound?
So yeah, I mean that's the flashback. It would be like specifically training all of us to, no matter what, because in my imagination, this was set up when Rhodes was still part of the company, and they like to use explosives. So it's not necessarily like, okay, the tentacles are going to come out of the ground. We're going to need to. It's more like there are grenades going off in front of us. We need to be good at, as a swarm of fish in the ocean, or school of fish. Sorry,
Swarm of
dodging
fish.
predators. Yeah, swarm of bees. Whatever. I was trying to pull off Malia in there with the ocean thing. That's all. I was just anyway.
You can be a school of fish, sure.
Or a school of bees.
All right. How many?
You really want?
So to make that, what would you say? How much stress would that be?
This is a flashback to do a setup, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure that I follow the idea.
I'm just trying to use my stress efficiently so that the 2 people that are close to traumaing out don't actually have to do anything.
Until we have to do something.
Right, exactly. Look, you can desperately save Wythe's life in some bid for absolution, but that's not now.
Bart can.
That's who I was talking
Yeah,
about.
by the way, warning for Nat and Avmalia. Kyle and I were talking about Zhang Fei and the Bridge of Changban earlier, so...
You were talking about it. I had to go look up what it was.
I have no idea what these words are.
What
But
I had to
did
look-
you just say?
I had to look it up.
Y'all need to read more Romance of the Three Kingdoms. It's good
Yep.
stuff.
So for back to the question at hand, let's call that 1 stress.
Okay. All
Just
right,
'cause
desperate
it's not an
standard.
unlikely opportunity. It's a very likely opportunity.
Right.
It's just a complex action. That's all.
So I have a question for you regarding Rook's Gambit. Does the desperate experience go into the thing that I actually rolled, or the thing that I was replacing?
I don't know. Let's just make a note.
Okay.
We need to figure that out at the end. Yeah, and I'll look on that.
Critical success.
Critical
Wow.
success. Somebody else
Yeah.
roll
Double
for your
sixes.
roll for your effect. Or sorry for stress. I mean, sorry.
Yeah, everybody else needs to.
Everybody's got to roll their prowess.
Oh.
Let me.
It's not just me.
Oh, okay.
This is a group action, everybody.
Take
Come
a
on.
stress
Oh,
roll.
man. All right, sure.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
a critical. Y'all got 3 sixes.
Oh, shit.
4, 5.
What?
Wait, how many
Sixes.
I'm sorry
1,
for
2,
dragging us
3,
all down.
4, 5,
Christ.
6. Six
Six
sixes.
sixes. Oh, come on.
Six.
That would be a quad critical, I believe. So
Also, market that X.
yeah, do we get 18 experience or
No.
What is that? Okay,
It's gonna
alright.
bubble in prowess now, right?
Right, exactly. Do I just get a free dot? Nice.
We crit so hard.
yeah.
I wish
Yeah,
one of
like-
us had been running screen capture on Roll20 so that we could use that for a highlight reel, because cripes.
That's why I want to
am
just say.
gobsmacked right now.
I just
I'm-
want to
I'm
say,
with-
Beryl, you suck.
I'm
What
with
is
Wooden
this?
Monkey
I rolled
God.
2 1s. Everybody else rolled at least 1 6.
Look, I'm with
Yeah.
one monkey god in chat. I think we just summoned Cthulhu. That's what happens when you roll 6 sixes in Blades in the Dark.
Oh,
It's not
man.
that well.
So, a couple of things. Don't forget to take your stress eyes.
Yep.
Which is only one.
Yep.
Right. You're stressed.
You're welcome. Never say I don't get you.
Wow. Bart.
Wow.
And I think what happens is, as you're passing by, Sachin, did I get that name right?
Yep.
Okay, Sachin leans in towards Avmalia and wife and is like, we still need that book back. And let you go.
And White is just like, it was about the book the whole time.
Everything was about the book.
Malia's like completely in phase. Of course, everything was about the book. What else was it about?
So
So we're not going back to the hideout.
So where are you going from here? Look at Jesse.
I'm still just like,
Oh.
there's so many sixes. I saw
That's
so
true.
many sixes.
It's true.
So I'm gonna
can
say
I-
the
where-
coastline down here.
Can we like have a flashback to set up
Yeah, absolutely.
like a safe house?
Yes.
I can't do that because I will die. But
I was legitimately just thinking a culvert by a river, and maybe we.
Hey,
just put
how
a
about our
coastline.
boathouse that we don't use?
oh, that seems great. Let's go there.
I
mean,
was
also-
thinking that, but I wasn't going to suggest it.
Right. Also,
I
Wythe
will
wants
suggest
to.
it.
Yeah, Wythe wants to get Lannick some, at least to a place where they can patch up some of the wounds so he doesn't just like bleed out and die.
I'm going to take off those. You're out of that scene. Who wants to? Do you want to take him to your infirmary?
I don't.
That was linked to the rail jacks.
I'm not sure if we
just
want to
saying.
take him to. Yeah. No.
There's a good
We'll
chance
take
that
him
Lannick
to.
is
Let's
going
take him to the. Let's take him to the thing that. I mean, our base is still hidden, so 12 is gonna die 100% now.
Can I nab
Oh, yeah, I
that
would like to
mechanical
use-
thing on Lennox's arm?
I would like to use at least an amount of load to black bag these idiots. Like just canvas bag over their frickin' head.
Are you full on load? Didn't you
I
say
will-
earlier you were full on load?
No,
Yeah.
I am. I don't think Bart is.
You
I
also have
I-
thieves rigging.
The armor
Right.
got me there. Oh, thieves
Yeah.
rigging. Yeah, I'm gonna black bag these idiots.
Oh yeah, the
Say.
thief. Yeah. So just put it back over there. So you're taking them to the. So you're all going back to the hidden lair. Is that right?
No,
We're going to the
boathouse.
boathouse.
To the
We're going to the
boathouse.
boathouse.
Okay.
To the boathouse.
Because I thought I heard a couple different things there. That's, I mean, it's fine. I just was.
We did. We
making
were
sure.
brainstorming out of
Okay.
character as we
All
were
right. It's fine. It's all good.
panicking. Where are we going?
Where are we going?
So
What are we doing?
how is it that you're going to try to keep him from bleeding out on the way?
So there's no actual way to do it without having Physiker. Is that right?
I mean, this isn't a healing clock. This is just don't
Right.
bleed out. I think you can use Tinker for that.
Okay.
Okay.
Does any-
I'll
anybody
say
have-
that.
I was
I'm
gonna
gonna
say Tinker.
Go ahead. I'm
Does
sorry,
anybody
Jesse.
have Tinker?
No, no, it's alright. I was gonna say finesse, but no, Tinker.
I have a point in Tinker.
I too have a point in Tinker.
So
Do you want to do a group
Group action.
action? that
you're
you
just trying to
lead,
keep
or-
him from bleeding out, right?
Right.
Yes, yeah.
Like just to patch it up. Yeah, I'm gonna
Just
call
like
that
stuff a freaking like press a shirt against him.
desperate limited.
Okay.
Okay.
Group action.
Oh wait, I don't have a point and tinker. Never mind. I don't know where I saw that point and tinker.
So I'm the only one.
Could
Okay.
we finesse to like stitch the wound closed, just
Also-
really haphazardly?
That's what I was thinking. Like finesse.
Or if we want to do a flashback, just to have like an alchemical patch that you like emergency
It's
slap on
also
somebody.
worth noting that I have like counting thieves rigging 6 load left. So Kyle, how can I help?
I mean, you tell me. It's your.
Yeah.
How would you fictionally? How are you doing it?
I mean, again, if we do another flashback,
I think
here,
that
to have like a slap patch that's like alchemical, and you slap it on somebody's wound, and it like has something in it that staunches bleeding.
I would say that's probably 1 stress and 1 coin to do that.
I can do that.
Yeah, if you do that,
I'll do
then I think with 1 stress and 1 coin, I don't think you need to make a roll because you got the thing.
All right.
Okay.
And slap a band-aid on.
So they're not going to die immediately. That doesn't mean they're like in good shape. It just means that they're not literally bleeding out. They still took a stab to the torso, right? Whatever internal damage was done is done. Okay. And you get back to your boathouse. And I think that's where we'll end the score. Couple of things. So this did not go as I thought. To be clear, remember I was like, well, this isn't really a railroad. This is just me just hard framing a score. This is and play to find out the rest
There
of it.
were railroads.
Yeah, that's why I was making the joke.
railroad
I
at
said
all.
it's railroady hee hee. That's why I kept making the little hee hee. It was because of the.
Yeah.
I just thought you were extremely happy and laughing while you talked, which is I do that all the time.
So
That was
Nice. That was a horse.
Some good Joker quality laughter followed by a horse.
we're gonna. So this was looking at the payoff here.
Yeah, how much is a captain of the Imperial Army worth as ransom?
That's
I feel
a
like
different.
that's
Heat.
That's a whole different thing. I'm just looking.
Oh no, I know. I was just
I think the only payoff you're getting right now is the coin. You're probably just keeping the coin that you were gonna give to Cantor. Is that right?
Yeah.
I want to give Cantor the coin and then take whatever. I'd be like, yo, we have a job to do. Give us the thing that we're supposed to give the Railjacks.
I think that there'd be a lot of conversation with Cantor and the Railjacks
Right, exactly.
to figure that out.
Yeah.
So
But I don't want to keep. I don't want to keep that coin as like a.
Okay.
Oh, I want to make sure that if the Railjacks are involved in this, that we did what we were supposed to do for the favor, and if they turn us in or whatever happened.
So I have a question. Are you going back to the Railjacks to get the payment?
Yep.
Or are you hiding out in the boathouse with your 2
Both.
hostages?
Yeah, we're hiding out in the boathouse first, but
I mean, I don't think we're doing it now.
right.
No.
Okay, so you're not. In other words, you're not completing the handoff for the pay yet, right?
No. So how many coin is in that bag? Let's just mark that into our coffers and keep track that X amount of coin is.
Okay, that was 3 coin they had for Cantor.
Okay.
And what does Cantor have in the suitcase?
Documents.
And we just take
And
those
we can just-
documents.
And we can
Taking
just
those
scan
documents.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we're gonna do with Cantor, unless he wants to meet our goats. You know what I'm saying? Wink, wink, wink.
I mean, he hasn't seen where we've walked. Like, we can either just yeet him into the fucking ocean, or we can take him to an alley miles and miles away from where we are and just let him loose.
Your
yeah, I mean,
boathouse
wanna,
is.
Yeah, I want to ask him what was supposed to happen,
Yes.
and then I don't want to kill him necessarily. I don't think we need to, but we can.
Well, let's finish the downtime before we go to that.
Yeah, no,
so
I
for
know.
now, you've got the 3 coin, and you could trade. You know, if you give it back to him, you could then trade those documents for. I'm going to call it 4 coin back with the Railjack, but the Railjacks. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
There could be consequences there, right? In terms of rep, that's going to be... Here, let me open up your crew sheet. I'm going to mark 3 rep for you. Oh, no, I'm going to mark... Sorry, not 3 rep. It's more than that. I'm going to mark an additional 2 rep. Heat.
All right, here we go. Lay it on us.
Sorry, fam.
All right, wanted level.
Sounds like fajitas in here.
Wanted level 4? Are we going up a full
You're
other...
currently at wanted 2 with 0 heat.
Right.
Yep, we are.
I'm going to say that I'm if going back and forth between 4 heat and 6 heat, between loud and chaotic or wild and devastating.
Do 5 then.
Okay, good. 5 heat plus 1 for a well-connected target, so that's 6. Plus 1, Captain Lanik.
Captain?
The Imperial Army?
He's a nobody.
He's the military commander within the Ministry of Preservation.
I mean,
So-
I don't know who he is, so therefore it doesn't count.
So 6 plus 1 on hostile turf. You're not at war. Nobody got killed, which is amazing.
Marines, all the
you-
Marines.
Oh, that's
sure?
oh, thank you.
Now, to be fair, the ritual does say they get drawn into the bottom of the void sea, so whether or not they died in a relevant location is a good
No, you just got a wanted level, folks.
reason.
Yeah,
full
we're
nut.
well aware.
Okay.
So
Fortunately,
now
you're
now we shove Wythe in prison. It'll be fine.
I mean,
well, but at the
I'm
same
only-
time, your heat's only 0. It's just that you're wanted at 3. And remember, you're going to get to choose.
I am two XP away from a playbook advancement. I might as well just take Jailbird. Forget it, everybody.
You can choose cooperation, gang trouble, or the usual suspects. Cooperation is what got you in this mess. A +3 faction asks you for a favor. Gang trouble, your gang is going to be mad at you. Or usual suspects, again, one of your friends is going to be taken.
What's the gang trouble look like? Because that feels like it might be on theme for this. What the
Yeah.
fuck just happened?
One of your gang, I agree. One of your gangs causes troubles due to their flaws. Lose face, make an example of one of the gang members, or face reprisals from the wronged party. Their flaw is they are principled and unreliable. Oh, okay. Now this is obvious. So here's what happens. They come back with you to your boathouse, right? And one of them, they're kind of their leader, as it were, who, what do y'all think this person looks like? Help me out here.
It's like Tim Burton thin.
Okay, Tim Burton thin. I think they're going to be a Skovlander. So like a super skin Nordic looking person, right? Got the 2 braided the 2 chin braids, long blonde hair. Like, this is way more than we signed up for. This is, you can see they're just losing it.
It's big same, buddy.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Yeah. Although they cause trouble due to their flaw.
I mean, like,
Yeah. So okay.
this
So
is trouble.
yeah, I think. Yeah. I think fictionally it makes sense that what they're doing is like, how is it that they could cause you to lose rep if you...
This conversation could be happening before we get to the boathouse.
Yeah, I think that, yeah. On the way there, they're just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? So you're either going to lose face because people see, like, you can't keep control of your gang. Mm-hmm. Or you can make it, there's not really a wronged party that they, like, went off and did something to. Or you're going to have to make an example of one of the gang members.
I mean, there's a very obvious thing that Wythe would choose, but what does everybody else think?
Given the stress of the day, Bart is more than willing to slap someone across the face.
I was going to say, Eyes is willing to get.
more than a slap.
Yeah, no,
I've-
I mean, this is like murdering them. Or
Oh,
Break
I,
the
I was
leg.
fully planning on breaking the person's jaw.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. I think it's you don't have to kill them, but I think you've got to beat them
Yeah.
to within an inch of their life. Yeah.
Like 100% just they're yelling. Bart's like tensing up, just whips around, heel of the palm to the jaw.
And Wythe turns to the rest of the crew and says, "We are all overwhelmed, but understand, Rhodes and Company sticks together, and Rhodes and Company can
Rhodes
deal
doesn't.
with anything."
Yeah.
And
I
Rhodes
want to say
didn't
like
We're named
I
in
mean,
memoriam.
Eyes would join in on this and freaking summon a ghost to to scare the crew, which I can do. I can compel a ghost to scare people.
It's
I
your thing
think-
now.
That's
That,
my thing
like-
now.
right as
Um,
Bart is clocking this guy's face, Avi's got the book half out. Like, don't make me.
Like, you don't
dear
fuck
God,
with us.
it's just like the extreme level of anger that everyone has. And Wythe just like, "Hey, chill out, everybody."
Yeah.
I actually do appreciate
feel like-
literally everyone threatens them and why this like we're all tense. Just as a reminder, 4 of us are supernaturally powerful.
Like,
Okay,
we've
so
been through
Bart
a
meets
lot.
one-
Don't fuck with us right now.
One of them to an inch of their life,
And leaves him on the street.
and everybody else is like, maybe Bart, maybe Wythe is right. Maybe this is we're all very emotional right now.
There's a time and a place.
Yeah. And I think that ends the entanglements phase. So,
Also, Avi, if we were still connected at that point, immediate regret.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I,
Imagine that was like the tail end of the.
yeah, I think that's like the
And then-
last thing that you get from it.
how
That's
excited.
why I had Avi take the book out. She was playing off of Bart's reaction.
Yeah, but how excited does Bart feel from Amalia? Is my question. When you see somebody,
Amalia's just like draining down, just like sucking down that sweet energy and emotion from Bart,
oh, okay, all right.
like
I
a
just-
drug.
I wasn't sure if you'd be excited about how much Bart was beating this person.
So let's do. Here's what. Do you, if folks have time, here's what. This is just a suggestion. I'm asking you if you have time for this. As we're going through downtime, maybe our friends in chat have a couple of questions they want to ask about what's been going on, just to throw things in here as we're wrapping up. That when we're done with downtime, people want to
Good.
answer any
My
questions.
other
What do you think?
Thought is that like, I really want to just like play out a scene or two in that boathouse. Like, I know technically downtime's next, but like,
See, here's
We've
what I
got
think.
maybe a month for downtime or more.
Well, okay, so 2 things. I don't think we're going to take an actual month off of the game. I hope not. I don't want. I don't want to,
maybe
guys.
in game.
Yeah. Well, what I was
Honestly,
thinking.
in game it could be separate.
Well, y'all have hostages. We are likely to just flash forward to picking up at the end of a cliff. We're kind of on a cliffhanger. You've got a couple of important hostages hanging out in your boathouse up where the river lets out into the sea.
Well, that's probably good because it's also like time to end.
And then we can think about in the next couple of weeks some things about what to do with the next season. I have some ideas, especially now. Let's run through. Let us run through downtime first, and if folks have any questions, they can ask them. But we're not going to take too terribly long. Let's roll first, then with Nat. Avmalia, what downtime actions would Avmalia like to take?
So, when it comes time to get around to it, Avmalia would definitely indulge her vice because
I think while you're at the boathouse is a perfect time to be able to just go submerge yourself into the void sea.
just like take a quick dip.
Yeah, just like
to-
walk off the end of the dock in the boathouse.
Tell you, if I traumatized out during that, I was just gonna like wave at that brackish oily pond spot and just jump right in.
To be clear, in the background, all fuzzy from the camera angle, is Wythe pointing like this as you jump into the water.
And I was just like, peace. Flows into the water.
Battle of the Cryptid.
Indulge vice. Do things. Knock off 6 this.
Not bad. Not bad. What else you got?
And then I'm going to reload my Port of the Depths.
Oh,
While
yeah.
I'm down there. And can I? I'm just gonna, fuck it. I got calculating. I'm just gonna reload both of them.
Wow.
Obviously, I still need to finish the other one with a specific person. But that, as far as Molly thinking, that went great. I
That
want
was
to do
great.
that again.
I mean,
I want that.
kind of did. So,
Now I'm just thinking of all the things that 2 people could do while they were they both drank that anyway.
And now I'm thinking about that like group ritual stuff that the cultists have.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's me.
Cool. Let's see. The next, let's go Chase. Chase, what are your downtime actions looking like?
So first, I would like to indulge my hecking vice.
You're gonna piece out of the boathouse.
6.
Wow.
Wow.
Does Avmalia have 1 dot in everything?
Yes.
Wow. I just realized, because I was looking like, wait a second, 4 dice. That's amazing. That is really amazing. Okay, cool. So, actually, I want to... Beryl, what does it look like from here? Do you sneak back out to your family?
Honestly, like, once we've got these people at the boathouse, like, I trust the crew honestly a lot more now than I did a week ago even. And like, I'm just gonna say I'll be right back, like, within an hour or 2.
I have an alternative suggestion if you're receptive.
I'm always interested in entertainment.
You could indulge your vice by writing a letter for if you die.
Oh. Oh no. Oh yes.
See, the thing
no,
is,
oh, yeah.
I love it!
Oh no. Oh
close.
yes.
Jesse was way too busy this week to RP the scene that I wanted to have with Bart's husband. That was a in case I don't come back conversation. So this was a 6-on-1 die by I'll be back within a couple hours. He's legitimately just going home to hug his family and then come back.
Okay. Nothing bad can happen from that at all.
He-
Let me make a note
He
here.
100% thinks that, like, that's where the money is right now. It was in the train car with the instructions that if he died, someone brought it. Like, it's at his house now.
Yeah, going back to where people know you live is totally a safe thing to do.
Yeah, I totally
A
didn't
lot-
make a note of that or anything.
He basically never goes there when stuff is happening.
Mm-hmm.
But this
Also,
time he
we
did.
have never done a job in that area.
Jesse.
Well,
Yes.
you need another
Downtime
downtime
actions.
action for Bart, though, right?
Oh, yeah. I only needed
Oh, I'm
to-
sorry. In my head, I thought that... No.
I thought that I had to do it twice, too. I guess I'm healing this winged. Do I give a shit about that?
You need a physiker to help you with that.
Which will be wife in 2 XP, FYI.
Fair. I also don't think that I care about that winged. Oh god, this is the first time I'm gonna have like actual like downtime things that I can do.
You could...
Put a
I
pin
would-
in it, come back to me.
Okay, that's fair. I think you can... And honestly, I think if you want to hold your downtime action to our next game, I think that's totally fair. Just make a note in your character sheet, 1 pending downtime action for the next time we play. Jesse.
What do we have training in? We have training in
Prowess and playbook.
Yep.
I'm going to train in what do you think? What stat would wielding a fine lightning hook use?
Skirmish, unless you're
Depends on what
using
you're
it
doing
to
with it.
ambush people, then it's prowl.
Yeah, I
Right.
think you could. I think you could
Or
also.
if you're
yeah.
yeeting it tomahawk
I think there are definitely circumstances where it
Right.
could be a tune.
I mean, I think it's going to be a tune. There can be circumstances where it's command.
Or wreck. I mean, if you're
Yeah, like it's not really about the weapon; it's about what you're doing with it.
All right,
Right.
I wanted to put points in prowess anyways, so I'm gonna train in prowess.
Okay.
And I think I'm just going to
Are
take.
you going to indulge a vice?
I don't know. I only have 3 stress.
don't do it. Sorry.
Exactly.
Sorry.
That's,
So-
the idea of only having 3 stress after that makes me giggle.
Here's a note. If you don't, you're going to go up to
I have-
4 stress.
I know. I'm
Okay.
lower.
All right.
I think I'm going to take that stress though, and I want to get. I'm gonna work on my clock of getting to know quests some more because.
Oh my
hey,
gosh! While all this
I
is
haven't
happening,
forgotten.
are you going to sneak back and go make time with Quest?
Man, everybody's leaving the
Stealing
boathouse
time together.
I love this.
I think we need some friends in higher places.
Wait, is Quest in a higher place than
I
us?
don't know, but
Oh,
she has
okay.
cool. They have cool eyes, so.
Right. Okay.
Okay,
Let's
so
That's
is
what I'm
be real
going to do.
about what. Let's be real about what's happening here.
that going to be like a consort? You think?
I guess, yeah. With my one die. Boop.
Oh, 1 tick.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. You're just not.
It's okay.
Unsurprisingly,
I'm a little distracted.
I'm surprised. I don't think Eyes is that great at flirting anyway.
Rude.
It seems like not.
Wow.
Well, I just mean it just
Wow.
seems like not her thing. She's not seems like a flirtatious
Incredible.
type. So, what does it look like when you go back? Like after all this has happened and you're kind of shaken up and paranoid and all of that. What is that? What are you doing with Quest? Are you just like hanging out and looking into their eyes, or are you like just trying to buy them a drink, or what is that?
I think it's. I think it is. It's like maybe me just meeting with them, and because it's such a low roll, it could just be as simple as like, we need to talk. Like we need to get to know each other. We need some help. We need to talk.
Interesting.
The greatest flirting that's ever happened is, "Hey, I'm in trouble. We need to talk." "Who are you?" "Oh, right. Yeah, we met that
I
one
don't know.
time."
I don't want to say it's flirting because
Oh,
right
okay,
now
alright.
it's just like Iz's intention in getting to know Quest is not like I'm romantically interested in you. It's you're fucking fascinating. I want to get to know you.
Okay, sorry. I just when you described their like wood skin and how much you wanted to touch it, I made the incorrect assumption then that you were more interested in like dating them.
No.
I had
I
that
mean, like-
impression as well because there was a reference to Quill and who at one point. Who
Oh,
is
well-
Iz's actual romantic partner?
Yes, but I don't ever spend any time with her, so we're just gonna skip.
Oh, that's a good point.
right past her.
Next.
Well, it's not like she's your like vice purveyor or anything.
Yeah. But no, it's like a mutual part's like she's fascinated, but it's never like I'm romantically like it's more like you are interesting and I am intrigued. And if that goes to romance, who knows? I just want to know
I gotcha.
quests.
So I need to look at something.
Can anyone really truly know Quest? Is the answer.
Quest is the answer.
The
Okay.
answer is Quest.
Ran. How about Wythe? What does Wythe's downtime look like?
Indulging the vice. I think, like in this boathouse, he just has like conspiracy boards already here, because anywhere he goes, and so he just like opens a cupboard and there's just like pictures and things. So that's gonna happen. 5.
5.
1 stress left, and then I'm going to train playbook, which
Cool.
takes me over to having a new thing.
Is that where you're taking Physiker?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Physiker. I think
How does that? So, what's that training been looking like? I'm just curious. Absolutely, it's cool that you're doing
I
it.
think Wythe has been digging through Rhodes's like stuff. I mean, Rhodes left with the Hand of Kotar, but left all of their notes, his notes and things. And I think because Grind likes puzzles, he's been trying to figure it out. The puzzle of what interested Rhodes so much about this whole other aspect of like alchemy and stuff. Because he technically knows who killed his sister now. He needs a new puzzle to solve, and this is kind of, I think, scratching that itch, right, for him.
And then, coming back around, we did Nats first, right? Okay, just making sure I'm not skipping Nat accidentally.
And then I have calculating, but I'll save that for later.
Okay. So, so let's see. So just a very quick question before we go to XP. Arax, plan? What plan? He has says everything going according to plan, and I'm like, so the pulling back the trying to bit. This is my first time that I've been running Blades in the Dark, and so I just kind of came in, and it's been more chaotic than usual, I think, because it was the first campaign. This is my first Blades campaign as a GM. So what plan? So yeah, next season will hopefully be a little bit more coherent, not planned, but coherent, I think. Yeah. So XP. Let's do. The crew won't take very long. Did you execute a successful espionage operation? Yes.
I mean, yes.
Kind of.
We did something worth an EXP.
Did you contend with challenges above your current station? I'm going to mark 2 on that.
1,800 experience.
Bolster your crew's reputation. Did you express the goals, drives, or inner conflict? Yeah, you've got a crew advancement.
Okay, cool.
I have marked here that you already had a crew advancement. Did we do that?
That was when we got the blueprints and 1 tick on the stress thing, I believe.
Okay, so you definitely have.
I don't think we didn't get one last time. Did we? Anybody?
So I wrote that before I left for 2 sessions.
Okay, yeah, I think we did that. Yeah, because we did
Yeah.
the 1 tick and steady. Do y'all want to just mark the other 2 in steady and get your +1 stress box?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, why don't we put them in mastery and they just spread everything out and never actually get anything useful?
Mastery's next, Buck.
Yeah, I mean, that's for sure what I would.
Oh, mastery is yes, for sure next.
So.
Cool, now we have 9 stress or 10?
So now you can
10.
hold it. You can fill up the whole thing and not be traumatized.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that means that, when Char gets back, he is even more superhuman, which is great because he already had an extra stress box. So now he has another one. And then 1 more on top of that, and he'll be capped out for like superhuman stress. It'll be great.
You can have an extra. There's I forget what the setting is, but in the gear, in your character sheet, you can show an extra trauma box, number of stress boxes. Yeah.
Now, where is
there's
that?
It's like the second line right under your. So if you hit the gear, it says Hound, add abilities, add friends, add items. The next second line is number of stress boxes, and there's a drop down that says 10 for Char right now, for example.
Right.
So,
Decent.
I will figure that out.
yeah, we've got a little
I
bit.
put the 10 in Char, and I don't remember how I did it, but that's
So let's go around for XP of Malia.
I rolled some desperate actions. Got that. Did I address any challenges with knowledge or arcane power?
Nah.
Nah.
I
Nope.
don't think any of that happened.
Zero.
At all. big old bagel. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I think I expressed my
No.
drives quite a bit.
That's fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Constantly and in perpetuity.
Concentrate perpetuity. And struggle issues from your vice or traumas during the session.
Vice, absolutely. Your vice is communicating with the Leviathan.
I
and
struggle with
Yeah.
issues from your vice.
I was gonna say I feel like Barrow gets an XP from you for having
I'll
to deal with that.
donate an EXP to Barrel. All right, I'm just gonna do one for that one though, because I feel like that was mostly one thing.
Okay. That's it.
Also, at a certain point a while ago, I stopped marking EXP just for being spooky and damp.
That is your drive and
It is
backstory.
your background for sure.
It's a big part of my background, but it's too easy if I just count that.
Chase. How about Bart? What is his XP? look like
Addressed a problem with violence or coercion. Gonna call that a 2. Expressed my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I feel like the interplay with me and Avmalia, like our drives and backgrounds, had a lot of stuff going on. I'll screen cap our private messages of our emotional states constantly updating.
That was
That's
pretty
amazing.
fun.
It was really fun. Struggled with issues from my vice or traumas during this session. I'm not sure.
The answer is yes, because you've created you and Eyes created complications by leaving the boathouse.
True.
Also, I think the whole fight scene at the very beginning. Remember that awesome thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That was like 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm gonna mark those XPs.
Yeah, all right. How about Eyes?
I addressed a challenge with knowledge or arcane power. Totally did not do that at all whatsoever.
8.
Just
Yeah.
mark. That was just mark 2. I expressed my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Yes.
Yeah, you snuck out to go hang out with somebody that you think looks cool. If that's not
Well-
expressing your drives, I don't know what is.
But also my wonderful little chat with Adriana.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
So that happened.
that happened. Ding. They got a playbook advancement. Great. I struggled with issues from my vice or traumas during the session. No.
Not your vice for sure. I don't know about your traumas.
My trauma's
I mean,
paranoia. I mean,
there's a lot of like dissociating. I don't know if that was born from that.
that was not really. I'm not going to. I won't. I'm not going
All
to.
right.
Experience that. I don't think I did anything there. And I already got a playbook advancement, so it's fine.
What are you taking?
Gosh, I don't know.
Okay. All right. If you're not sure,
I'm
that's
gonna
fine.
think about it. I'm gonna think about it.
Yeah. No, it's cool if you had something already in mind. That's all. And we didn't do Weiss yet, did we?
Nope.
Okay, just making sure. I was like, I think we need to do it. Then I'm like, wait, or did I overcorrect because I wanted to make sure that I don't skip my friend? Rand, how
Hello,
about Weiss?
everybody. Let's do the XP for wife. Did you address a challenge with calculation or conspiracy? Yes. I mean,
Yep.
that's all white.
Yeah, I think so.
But, did you express your belief, drives, heritage, or background? So like, I don't know if Adriana and like role playing her out counts as
Yes.
like
Yes.
white XP, but
No,
I
it
think
I don't know. It just,
okay.
I think just in general, like there was a lot that happened there. Like I don't
Yep, and you
remember
struggle
which
with
scene it was, but yeah.
Also, I don't think the game is giving you XP because White did things. I think game
Right.
is giving you XP because Rand expressed his character.
Oh no, I know. I just, sometimes people read things differently than I do, and I want to make sure that it's clear that I'm open to interpretation, even if they're wrong.
Yeah. Like I said, in
you
this case, I
struggle-
think it did. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's fine. You struggle with issues from your vice or traumas during the session. I mean, haunted, literally. not that it
Literally.
actually like hindered him in any way. But obsessed, I think I keep bringing up Avmalia and I keep talking about it in ways that alienate people. And that's my obsession sort of in my brain. That's how it's working. Like if you're a normal person, you bring up things like Avmalia is weird. We should watch out for her. And then that's all you say. And then you go like, look, but White is more like Avmalia, but look, Avmalia, look, we need to talk about this again. I don't think you truly understand Avmalia. So, yeah. Cool. What do you think, Prowl or Wreck? What is...
Prowl?
Yeah, I need 1 point
Prowl feels more like Wythe to me, but of course it's your choice.
No, I know. But I'm thinking I want to try and make Wythe more like... I think Wythe misses Rhodes more than he thought he would and is trying to like replace Rhodes in the crew by taking Physiker and then also by taking things like Wreck and being like, I am now a tinker of machine and man. And people are like, no, you're not. I'm like, oh. Okay.
I dig it.
And I kind of like White not having a point in Prowl and being like, we're shadows, but I suck at this. I don't know how to actually sneak. Okay. Anyway.
Okay. So let's see. I think that's all of that. So what did y'all think, just in general?
What a way to go out.
It was a lot of stuff, and I'm really happy that none of us died, but also maybe a little sad that none of us.
I mean,
I kept throwing harm at you.
I agree. We're all a little fucked up.
Only the one.
I mean, I kept making Wythe make physically stupid decisions on purpose because I wanted, if anyone was gonna die, I wanted Wythe to be the instigator and thus the person who like paid the price for it. But turns out, Wythe is invincible when all of his load is spent just on like extremely heavy armor. It turns out.
Armor help.
Yeah.
Armor helps.
I
does.
was really into the RP of this session quite a bit. It added a lot of very interesting wrinkles.
I thought the scene with Jesse and Adriana, Eyes and Adriana, was very good. I loved that shit. Ate that shit up. And then doing that little interplay with Bart, with Chase, was very fun for me as well.
Very much.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I didn't understand. I mean, I did understand how important that book was early on, but to have like the military show up and be like, "Yo, what's up?"
I imagine that'll be
book.
a conversation.
Yeah, I mean that is, yeah, because we we knew that Lanik was in the. Well, he had soldiers next to him, so I guess we knew he was in the military when we were at the.
And I described it as wearing like a Navy officer's overcoat.
Right.
Yeah.
But I never remembered any of it. I just imagined him wearing like a David Bowie, like complete white outfit with white hair and a beard. That was all I imagined.
But there was a certain level of, is this a retired war hero that has decided that he's got a personal vendetta against us? How many people are at this guy's command? A lot.
Yeah, I did actually.
Oh no, he's old man strong.
Yeah.
He's old man strong.
I really wanted him
That's
to be
legit.
like a private assassin who was like, "Yo, you have come onto my radar, and now I'm gonna." And then it's like, "Oh no, you're in the military." It's like, "Ah, shit." All right. So, I mean, to be honest with you, as long as I keep using calculating to then give Avmalia the chance to re-up on that ritual, I'll just keep doing that for it and be like, "Hey, what's up? Here, take some time. Why don't you read more about opening giant void sea holes so that we can survive insurmountable odds?"
I will point out that calculating in the book has text that allows you to hold it and use it later during a score as a flashback.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Spicy,
All right.
spicy.
I've never done that.
Which
and
has
therefore-
really fun interactions. I might be thinking of something else, but it's really
Right.
fun interactions I just realized this second with rituals.
Yeah, I mean, wow. Now I want to take calculating on any whisper that I ever. Anyway, yeah.
Also, I kind of like the idea of White giving calculating to Avmalia because, on the one hand, he's like machinating that like she's the problem, but also
He's
sort
enabling
of goading
her.
her to because the more time she eats people into the ocean, the more we're like, hey, maybe she is kind of fucked up, huh?
Yeah. Also,
yeah.
I would make the argument that this time of Molly did that, it was actually quite useful. Unlike last time, it was because she was trying to feel something.
Right, and it
didn't
was
work.
inside of a bar, and half the bar died. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
We're doing great. Everyone's
Doing great.
fine.
You know
Everyone's
who's doing great? Char. Char is doing great.
Char is doing the best.
And Lol, I don't know what Lol's eating right now, but hopefully you guys aren't going to be too mad when all of your rations or whatever food you had there is like torn apart by the giant
Lol's-
cat. That
Law's eating 12s.
I mean,
Good.
If-
Someone
yeah,
I
has to.
actually just used Law's hairball to make the potion concoction
God.
that Bart poured over himself. I figured it had genetic tissue from everybody in the crew, so it's probably good enough.
it's true.
Basically, work.
We all
was a
feel
joke.
it. Oh my god. Yeah. I never petted that cat one damn time, I swear.
Law lives with me now.
I know.
That was a good cat.
So, let's do our wrap up.
Are we answering questions?
We did answer the question,
It was
which
fine.
was just.
Oh, it was. Oh,
did
it was
everything go according
one.
to plan?
Oh, man, when you were like, we're gonna answer questions, like, oh, there's like more than several. Okay, but never.
Nope. I was inviting people to, but it's fine. It's all good. Okay.
Well, I thought that was
So-
questions.
Let's do the thing where you tell people where to find you and your stars and wishes. Favorite day of the week. Gee, I don't know, Nat. My favorite day is Saturday because that's the day that I play with y'all.
Wow.
Aww.
What a suck up answer.
It's incorrect, but don't.
I just want to be clear that my answer is not going to be sarcastic or a joke in any way. My favorite day is Tuesday because it's my Friday during the week. So it's the best day. And so when Nat uses it disparagingly, I have an initial like vomit response.
Oh, Tuesday's
Not
a positive
disparaging.
day.
Yeah.
I love
Oh.
Tuesday.
Oh, I thought Tuesday was like a negative.
No,
No,
Wednesday is a
Nat
negative
loves
day.
Tuesday. Wednesday's,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, you know what? Time
and then
out.
it's in fact I love Tuesday so much that any Tuesday that becomes a bad enough day just gets surreptitiously yeeted into being a Wednesday in my head.
Okay, I got
That's how
you.
this works.
Cool.
I like Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So, Nat, where can people find you on the internet?
Hi, I'm Nat. You can find me on Twitter at CrimeNat. I am my number one thing besides this, which is epic, is on Mondays over on Chromatic Chimera or our group called No Initiative. You can follow at No Initiative TV on Twitter. Are playing our campaign Dead Skies by Night. It's Eberron. It's 5e. It's crazy. I play Rothic of Five Sorrows, and apparently that's a place, not a mood. Anyway, it's very fun. Tune in. That's my thing. Yeah.
Cool. Stars and
that
wishes?
is 6:30 Eastern on Mondays.
Stars and wishes.
Stars and wishes. Everything. I loved that. I think honestly, I'm gonna throw my star literally at Kyle, kind of putting down the heavy throttle on us a little bit for this episode. A lot of times, shit doesn't go really bad, and today's shit went really bad, and I enjoyed that. And
good to know.
I am not saying do it again lightly, but when it's not light, when it's calculated and it feels like we built towards it, it feels really good.
Yeah. I mean, this was, to be sure, just consequences coming home from something that's
Yeah.
been telegraphed a bunch of times,
It was great.
which is
Loved
great.
it.
And
Wishes.
we'll,
Season 2.
Season 2.
all right. Chase.
Yes. Hello, my name is Chase. You can find me at Afromonger on Twitter. I don't really have anything else going on at the moment, but if any of the games that I'm in end up streamed, I will let y'all know there. Also,
Season 2 hype.
stars. Freaking everyone, like, I love that we are at a point where the characters have so much interplay to them and not just when they're emotionally connected via magic. I Star to Kyle for making me the cold open that made me feel like the prettiest belle at the ball. Star to Jesse for getting disappointed in my shenanigans. Star to Wythe for being the one in the right. Like, actual straight up the one in the right.
So to your point, every time somebody gives wife any pushback at all, I think of that Hannibal Buress meme of, why are you booing me? I'm right. I'm like, that is legit.
Yes.
That is wife.
Yeah, and Star to Nat for doing
Nat.
weird emotion ghost shit to me. I hope that Amalia got something out of that. Yeah, Star to Kyle for running this game and, like Nat said, dropping the hammer on this episode. Like, we've had a lot of good, quiet episodes, which felt nice because we're shadows and we should be shadowy. But this felt climactic. This felt like, again, just one or two bad rolls and shit would have gone way more pear-shaped than it already was.
Yeah, like you got some long-term consequences now that we're gonna have to work
it'll
out
be
as
fine.
a group. Yeah.
We'll go on a vacation.
Leviathans.
Everything will die down.
And how do you wish the game will evolve? We're going to obviously talk more offline about kind of big seasonal stuff, but I'm curious in the moment.
Wish is so partially because I want Bart to stick around a little and I want to add a little bit of longevity to him. I like the interplay between two characters run by the same person, a la Char and Wythe, and my wish is that the character that I have an idea to run for next season plays as well with the rest of you as he will with Eyes.
Ooh. This is breaking news, everyone.
Tea.
I know
indeed.
things, and I'm so excited for things.
I am very excited.
Speaking of which,
things and be special.
Jesse.
Hello. I am Jessie. You can find me at Jahoos the Moose on the interwebs on Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. EST at the Mythic Grove. You can catch me in a D&D 5e adventure, which is really wholesome. It's really wholesome.
Do you say that every time? Do you still have a dead body on your porch?
I do not have a dead body on my porch anymore. We have taken care of the dead body, but I do have an amnesiac person that I have named, possibly living with me. But it's good. It's a great time. There are chickens
Wholesome.
involved. It's wholesome. It's wholesome and healing.
So this is still Stardew Valley, but
No,
creepier?
I play it like Stardew.
oh, okay.
I
That's right.
play
That's
it
right.
in the way that I throw, I throw, and I just try to give people things from my farm, whether they like it or not. That's how I play this game. It's great. Usually it's eggs. Everyone in town has an egg pocket because I've trained them. Anyways,
Okay.
on Thursdays you can catch me here playing Mothership. At
Hopefully we'll
8
get to play again.
Yes.
This week was rough. It was just rough away. People were sick. People had things wrong in their life. You had extra work. It was just a lot.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It worked out that it was canceled.
Glad I didn't miss it.
Yeah.
You did not miss it. Stars and Wishes?
Stars and wishes. Everyone said everything where stars to everyone, and truly I mean stars to everyone. But also stars to the moment where we freaking rolled 6 sixes.
And I rolled 2 1s.
James
Bart,
rolled
real MVP
2
of the group prowl.
ones.
Was
That
that a
was
group
just-
prowl? What was
That
that?
was a group
Yeah, that
prowl,
was a
yeah.
prowl.
That was
Yeah, like I wanted to. I was like, this is where
Yahtzee,
it's going to
that's
get
all I got to
complicated.
say.
Yeah. Oh.
wishes. I don't know. Season 2. I wish for season 2. Oh wait, it's happening. I want more. Oh, I know. I want more ghost conversations with Adriana. Surprise.
Oh, I had a realization tonight that we'll talk about offline about Adriana. That something hit me during the game. So yes, that's going to happen whether Ran wants it or not now. Speaking of which, hey Ran, what you got going on?
You know what? When you're a DM, player agency isn't important at all.
Oh no, I'm not. Wife is sacrosanct. Adriana is an NPC.
And this is why I didn't want to have a clock about them. Hello, everybody. Hello. Sorry, I usually do that really pitchy thing, so I forgot and I did it again. So hello, everybody. It's me. My name is Rad. You can find me on the internet at Shelve the Books on Twitter. I haven't really been doing anything on that Twitter account because, man,
You've been busy.
fuck this news cycle and fuck Twitter for stressing me out. It's all Twitter's fault, everybody. No. I have 2 games that I'm setting up right now. Finalize most of the players for them. Wednesday and Thursday, I will be running. Well, Wednesday I'll be running. I forget which one comes first. I believe it's the Space Adventure. So if you like space westerns, that may be streamed. And then on Thursday, I have a witch, monster of the week, supernatural, sort of everybody's a witch and hangs out. Chase is going to be in there. And that may or may not be streamed as well. I need to talk to the crew and see what everybody is interested in doing. But I'm going to be running those 2 games. I'm going to record them in one way or another because I have people that can't play that are interested in watching me, at least GM. Yeah, Stars and Wishes. Star, again, I mean, it's repetitive, but everybody gets a star because you're all great. Thank you, Kyle, for running things. Thank you, Nat, for being Amalia and like letting me unleash paranoia at you.
2 people played heels today.
Right, it's true, and Wythe is always the heel.
Wythe is not a heel. Wythe is
The best heals are the ones that are justified, though.
okay. That's fair.
That
That's
moment where it's like, he's right,
the
but
villain
he's a
is right.
jackass.
The
Yeah.
villain
I
is
thought
right.
I was the heel there. Ooh.
No, I was.
I think that Eyes was the only face of this crew.
Are there 3 heels?
Yeah.
Eyes
Malia's not
is
a
like
heel.
the-
She's just the super villain. I feel like.
No, Eyes is the closest thing to a genuinely, truly pure person we have in this group, and that's saying something.
But do you look at that silhouette? Look how evil that was.
Yeah.
Just there.
Yeah. No. Jesse is totally a supervillain.
What was the word?
You
Hungry?
Yeah.
hungry? Power?
Power hungry.
Power hungry?
So yeah, thank you again, Star, to Jesse for indulging all the pent up like ghost sister energy that I had. I was like, at last, after being brave enough to like bring them out last session, I was like, now it's freedom, because Wythe is not an enjoyable person to like have a conversation with. For me personally, I don't like talking to other people's Wythe because Wythe is a jackass. And then of course, Chase, star for you because Barrel's fight scene was rad, and I also really, I want to say that I'm surprised at how conflicted Barrel is between Avmalia and Wythe. Like, you are friendly with Avmalia, and I'm like, what? How dare you? You're treating with the enemy and letting her water get all over your face. This is awful.
I can save both of you.
You don't need to save
I have to save both of you.
Right, exactly. So I appreciate that a lot, and the energy of, I'm glad Wythe can't hear you when you talk to Avmalia, because you'd be like, what is the matter with you? And then, yeah, wishes for this game, that I would learn how to be succinct when I talk. It never happens. I ramble forever and it becomes bad. But also, on top of that, yeah, I mean, I want Char to come back. I want to see what happens with Wythe here, and I have like 3 or 4 more characters that I want to introduce, but I feel like as the only person in this game who has more than one character, that if I'm also like, oh, by the way, everybody, I have made 4 Blades in the Dark characters that I'm interested in playing in this one game.
Listen, I still have ears and noise and lips.
Yeah.
And
What if
maybe I'll
everybody
bring out words.
what if everybody makes one new character for season 2, and then everyone has at least 2?
Yeah, but that excludes me from making a new one because I already have.
No, then you
No,
have
you
3.
have to
It's
make
fine.
2.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, because each one has to multiply. It's mitosis.
Oh shit! All right, we're splitting it up. I'm good.
It's not full
By the
mitosis because I don't know if Ran having 4 is going to work out.
It'll be fine.
It'll be.
It'll make killing wife easier.
I mean, it's easy now. My
like
emotional
Wife
attachment to this
now.
character.
Now
My
I
emotional
like
attachment to this character is
Wife is like
Skin and bones.
I know that at the beginning of when you started playing Wife, you didn't like him very much, and now I dig Wife.
I like wife. I like Char. They're both great.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying I don't like Char. I'm just yeah. So quick answer, Nat. How did I think the score was likely to end? Well, one, I didn't actually think this was likely, but one obvious thing that I had to think about: what happens if they do hand them the book? I didn't think it was super likely, and I knew I wanted to have a both groups there. I didn't anticipate that you were going to wipe out one group with a ritual before the second one showed up, because I was envisioning sort of the classic 3-way standoff sort of thing.
Oh, I thought they'd like conscripted the blue coats to.
No, they were gonna.
Tea.
No, the blue coats and the Marines were gonna be in opposition to each other, because one is trying to get the book back for the Ministry, and one is trying to get the book back for House Strangford.
I would like to also point out that if White had figured out that this was about the book earlier than he did, he would have turned on the group and taken the book, or tried to take the book from Amalia and give it back. But yeah,
I will walk you into the sea, sir.
I know that's what I was looking forward to.
I am
like Wythe getting sucked in by tentacles and be like, "I was still fucking right." Yeah.
So the
It's
other
like the end of Terminator 2, except just
Yeah.
the other possibility that I saw, frankly, was something bad happening to Avmalia, and Avmalia not exactly giving up the book, but Avmalia and the book being taken somehow.
Interesting.
Which was a possibility. But this is interesting.
I have a wish to add.
Yeah.
I want to learn more about Eyes' spooky hands, eyes, mouth patron.
What about
That's
it?
intriguing.
What about it?
Everything.
So I promise you that's going to happen.
Hungry.
I promise you that is a thing in the next season.
Excellent.
I mean, since Eyes is already dead, and what we see now is just a projection of their ghost, willed by the reclamated.
Oh.
Yep.
Look, you
Eyes
can't
is
steal my thing
fine.
like that.
Eyes is normal.
Look, ghosts and
Did you
demons.
just say
can
Eyes is
eat-
normal?
Eyes nothing.
Did you
Eyes is as normal as she usually is.
So this
Which
reminds
was
me.
never really normal at all to begin with.
So I'm going to do things backwards for me. So my stars and wishes. So first of all, a star to Avmalia for pulling out 2 rituals in the same score, and honestly, that's what saved y'all.
You're welcome.
Because if she had not done the ritual with Bart, she would not have been able to push for the extra squad of Marines, and that would have changed the outcome pretty significantly.
I will say I really loved how that worked out, where it's like Amalia entirely chased this other ritual for like completely narrative, emotional reasons, and then Cal's like, "Hey, we'll have it half stress between the people." I'm like, "Oh, that's a cool way to mechanicalize that." Then I'm like, "Wait a minute, this is gonna be really fucking useful."
That was on purpose.
I mean, to be clear, Wythe could have gotten us all out of there no problem. I don't like this whole like, oh, the ritual saved everybody. You don't know. How many
I'll let you
sixes
handle
did
it
I
next time. I'll let you handle it next time.
How many sixes did I need to roll to get us out of there? Plenty. I got
How
it.
many sixes did you roll last week? They're there. The sixes
Yeah.
are there.
They're there. I'll bring it up. Don't make me.
In terms of my wishes, there was one that I had a minute ago that I kind of forgot. But one thing is that I think, especially now, I think it's time for some folks, some of your enemies to bring the pain. So that's a thing. So I have a bunch of wishes. I mean, I've already been making notes for the new season, some of which is just on me, right? Some of which is stuff for us to talk about as a group. But, like, I want to... So, one thing I definitely want to do, and I've talked about this with y'all, is at least show maps. Like, I have a map for what I was doing tonight. It's never going to, like we talked about before, it's not going to be, like, the equivalent of 5-foot squares in D&D. It's, let's envision this. We all kind of have a shared visualization of what is happening here. And there's a Patreon by an artist by the name of Brian Dunleavy, who's supported by John Harper, who's drawing out the city and a lot of locations within it. Eric's, we had that, and I got busy and stopped doing that. Camera capture for the dice results is something that I also want to add back in. There's some other things that I want to talk to folks about. And a couple of good surprises. I mean, not narrative surprises. Just
You got anything
stuff.
ominous to drop?
Yes. So,
Yes.
I mean, that's not even a question.
That was already ominous. Dang it.
Answered.
Yes. Cuts feed.
So, first of all, Adriana being played the way that, being who she is, and more importantly, who she is not, plays into one of my faction. Well, it's going to end up being, I don't know, plans. We'll say one of the factions is going to have plans. Yeah. I think also, I mentioned that I would like the next season to be a little more coherent, and that's okay. Like, this is not a complaint about season 1. We were figuring out, honestly, how to play the game and what was interesting to folks, right? Like, the way we started off the season was, you know, y'all doing that job to help some smugglers and interfering with the bluecoats, and look where we've ended up, right? This is very much about the ghosty, demony things, and I want that to continue, so I'm going to play up some stuff there. And don't think you've seen the last of Rhodes. Rhodes is very much in my back pocket.
Yay.
I mean, that's why I'm gonna take a bunch of tinkering and leech stuff, and then make an antidote to solve Rhodes's issues, and then they'll be our friend again.
Oh, I think we're way past that.
That's what you think until I roll a critical success on my potions, and then what'll happen? Meow 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 meow.
Sorry, I was trying to. I saw. So everybody knows who Giancarlo Esposito is. The actor who he's in Breaking Bad. He's the owner of Los Pollos Hermanos. I forget the character's name. And he's also in the Mandalorian.
Nope, never seen it.
Oh, that's that show I never got around to watching.
I have a whole
Gus
Scum and
Fring.
Villainy campaign based on it. Gus, yes. So if you look, anyway, he's this actor who, like most actors in real life, is this, you know, cheery, nice, wonderful, warm human who's also really good at playing bad guys. And I was watching he put a little, 15-second on video sorry, 15-second video on Twitter this week of him autographing up somebody's picture. Like he's doing like a signing, like at a con or whatever, like that, where somebody had brought a picture of a shot of him in The Mandalorian, where he plays an Imperial. So obviously a bad guy. And he's like, oh, it's great. All of a sudden he looks up at the camera, and in the blink of an eye, I don't know how he does it, he suddenly turns into like he's all smiling and warm, all of a sudden you see the back, like you want to push back. Anyway, I was like trying to do that, but I can't. I was trying to be like, I'm the bad guy. But no.
It's called going to like an incredibly expensive school where they train you on how to do that.
Yeah, and having like decades of acting experience and whatever.
Yeah.
Just go to Juilliard.
Yeah,
Just
go
around to send Kyle to Juilliard.
Yep.
Easy. Equal access.
Yeah, my wish is that Kyle gets to go to Juilliard and live out his fantasy of being a really good actor.
So, stuff I have going on related. So, Chase, we do have a thing going on, which is Monday, you and me and our friend Val are playing Trophy Dark right here on this channel.
It's
gonna be great.
Val's in the channel.
Yes, I said Val's going to be playing some Trophy with us. That's Monday night.
Yeah,
so,
I didn't hear the invitation for me to come and play in that game.
You know what? It is right there in my Trophy channel in my Discord.
I got to check the channel? Oh,
What time is that on Mondays?
Like 2 a.m.
This is just a one-shot. We're going to be streaming same time as this game. Same hour of the day on Monday night. Yeah, I know. You've got a thing.
Oh, it's okay.
My usual Monday game, which is not streamed, is canceled this week because the GM is traveling. And so I was like, hey, well, I still want to play something. And Trophy's still having their Kickstarter. So if you want to support that. And related to the reason I was thinking about it just now was because I've been experimenting with a little video and a little voiceover and a little bit of reading out loud some of the poetry that's in the... You thought the Trophy channel went down. Trophy is not a channel, it's an RPG.
Like the Trophy Kickstarter?
Kickstarter is still... If they can just get it just a little bit more, they're almost to having... so the original goal was 10K. If they can get to 100K, which they were like at 96 or 97 when I looked today, they're going to have Roll20 sheets made and stuff like that.
Oh, and the Discord. I think it's still there.
You should be... It's under TTRPG Systems.
Yeah, it's a channel on Kyle's.
It literally... Arex is in here, in our Discord. It's literally... it did move down in the list, but it's still there. Everybody should be able to see it.
It's called Rooted in Trophy.
Rooted in Trophy, because that's... I was trying to keep the same, Powered by the Apocalypse. Oh, I should have Forged in the Dark. That's what the other one should be called. I'll fix that later. Look in the categories. We'll talk about it later. Actually, I'll just ping you in it now. Okay. And then, what else do I have going on? I think that's all right now. Oh, well, then Mothership, as noted, Thursdays. Also, so all my games all start at 7 Central, because it's easy for me to not forget that way. Honestly. It's a convenient time for me. Okay. So, anything that I'm missing? Anything I'm forgetting? Friends? Jesse, you look tired.
I'm tired.
In perpetuity.
It hit me. I've also been drinking a gin and tonic, so.
Oh yeah. I mean, I had 2.5 glasses of wine tonight, so yeah, I'm mellow. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna wrap things up. Thanks everybody. Good night, friends. Good night, y'all.
Stay safe in the dark.